Star Report. Good afternoon. My name is Star. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday afternoon. Please watch the language when you call in. This topic, we discussed this already, maybe 6 months ago. Rapper Juelz Santana has recently come out on a podcast and spoke about kids today don't need to read in the traditional sense. I agree with him. And again, we've said this prior to him coming forward and saying this on a podcast. The podcast is called No Funny-ish. I watched some of it, and many of you watched it as well. I'm not going to play the video because it's oversaturated at this point. You know what he said. You've seen the clips. Rapper Juelz Santana from the Dipset camp. He's in his early 40s, and he's probably not the best messenger to say it because he's getting a lot of flack. Yes. Salute to Roland Martin, who went balls deep on Juelz and other people. They went balls deep. And in theory, yes, you should read. In theory. But again, what we discussed here months ago, and I forget the actual title of the show where we discussed this, and we spoke about learning, how children will be learning in the very near future. It will be AI. It won't be teachers. The teachers won't be fighting and tussling and teaching things that are not necessary, shall we say. Let me say early, I'm not trolling. I'm as serious as colon cancer. If you don't know me, it's fine if you don't. I was born in 1964. I have always been a reader, especially when it comes to science fiction. I love that science fiction presents the possibilities yet to come. Philip K. Dick and a host of others, H.G. Wells, Arthur C. Clarke, William Gibson, Ray Bradbury. These are the people, just some of the people whose books I used to read and carry the little small books in my back pocket. So, if you know science fiction, they've already predicted in the future that what we know now and how we move about in society will be a thing of the past. Again, Juelz Santana may not have been the best person to say this, regardless of his intellect, I don't know, his IQ. But scientists have already predicted that there will be a new form of communication. A new form of communication. Have you ever heard of Morse code? Good afternoon in the live chat. Morse code. There will be a new version of Morse code in the future. Not just because mankind is set on its own destruction, but in terms of communicating. Different planets. Do you think it's going to be English? Do you think it's going to be cursive writing? Does anybody still use cursive writing? My nephew, one of my nephews, about 6 years ago, asked me for some money. He reached out, Uncle Troy, can I borrow $500? I sent him a cashier's check for $2,500. He's a good young man. He stays away from gangs. He stays away from drugs. I sent him $2,500, and I sent him a handwritten letter, as my grandparents used to send me letters. They used to send me letters addressed to Master Troy Terrain, for those of you who remember how the older generation used to address the younger generation in letters. Master, they called you Master. I sent my nephew a $2,500 cashier's check and a letter. He texted me and thanked me. And he said, OMG, I love old school letters. He meant cursive writing. I'm going to need you to chime in at some point. Do they still, well, I know they teach it, but is cursive writing enforced like it used to be? Probably not. Cursive writing, that's going to become outdated at some point. Anyway, he thanked me for the cashier check. And of course, I said, I don't loan money. This is a gift. I expect you to laminate the receipt and show your children one day what I gave you as someone who cares for you and loves you. Anyway, in the future, people will communicate on a world scale by way of symbols, portals, and other things. It won't be the English language. So in a sense, books will become a thing of the past. I am a reader. I love reading. I love it. I'm going to be a dinosaur, if you will. I might be a dinosaur already, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But in the future, again, not just because of wars and other things, but there will be a world scale. Now, if you know your data and stats, America, the browning of America is going to turn America into something else. And at some point, like Rome, it will fall. It will fall. What will be the national language then? Well, China will no longer, in my opinion, make English such a priority. China, they speak English for the most part to do business with us, to sell us things. But they have had thousands of years of culture, long before English ever, became a thing in China. What will the newer generation need reading for? To read the King James Version? Again, maybe Juelz Santana is not the right person to say it, but he's right. He spoke about audiobooks and things of that nature. Again, salute to Roland Martin. Roland Martin went in on Juelz Santana. He spoke about contracts and things. Who's going to read the contracts for you? I respect Roland Martin. I've told you this already. Met him one time. He showed me a lot of respect. I don't share his political views, but that has nothing to do with nothing. He's a brilliant man. He's very, very necessary. But contracts. Well, contracts with who? Why do you need contracts? Are you still going to be in pursuit of being an athlete or entertainer? Why aren't you going to have your own leagues? I mean, and again, there will be a new form of communication. Are we talking 20 years from now? Are we talking 50 years from now? When will that new version of Morse code be implemented? Contracts with who? People who don't like you anyway. And maybe my conversation here will be a little bit more targeted towards black people. It's a black show. How about we do that? It's a black show today. Call in. Call me a Brother Star today. Contracts. Are you going to still be in seek of being a slave to some type of corporation that wants to give you a 360 deal? Contracts. That's my main topic today. Juelz Santana is right. Kids don't need to read traditional books. So maybe they don't need to read in the future. I'll fix the title whenever I get a minute here. Guys, showrunner. Foundational Black American Civil War. Whoa. Dana with the data, might you want to call in? If not, don't worry about it. Dana put me up on things. Professor James Small has taken a few swipes, so they say, at foundational Black Americans. A few swipes. He has been very, very involved in the Hidden Colors documentaries by Tariq Nasheed. Professor James Small, he's a Pan-Africanist. Let me ask you guys in the live chat, do you need me to go in on him? I can. Balls deep with no F's given. I am foundational Black American, half of me, by lineage. I know who he is, and let me just say early, he's not an intellectual. He's not. Many people get it confused about who is and who isn't an intellectual, but there's a tension going on with him and the foundational Black American movement. I saw some of Tariq Nasheed's YouTube video. I watched about 15 minutes. Tariq is going in, saying that they're taking him out of Hidden Color 6. Can someone give me more detail? Phone lines are open. What is the riff? I'm not going to light him up like a Christmas tree just yet, but, you know, if we hit that goal today, which is at the top of the live chat, I might give this old nigga some bars. He's light work. Light work. He's a Pan-Africanist. I'm going to play a video, just a little clip of him, you know, trying to belittle foundational Black Americans, where he bigs up a South African socialist. In case you don't know something about me, I'm a very proud American. In theory, we all come from Africa. Life as we know it started in Africa. Yes? No? What say you? When the continents separated, you know this already, that's when people were able to go to different places, to spread out. In theory, all people come from Africa, and everything started in Africa. I'll play the video before I get to it, okay? Hang on a second. Hold on. Thank you for the donation. Or is it Najee? Oh, Najee speaks. Thank you, sir. As I said, guys, I'm not going to play the Juelz Santana video. You've seen it already, but I would like to hear from you guys. Oh, and let me just say this. You don't have to agree with me. That's why this is called the objective perspective. That came from the old Star and Buck Wild show, the objective perspective, because I've never been a player hater, the objective hater. I want to hear from you if you think, no, Star, you're wrong. You're wrong. Okay, call in. I'll let you speak. I'll let you have the last word. Juelz Santana is right. Kids don't need to read traditional books. Also, thank you for your donation. Is it Paula? Let me try and get Paula's donation on the screen. I disagree with Juelz. I would not take any advice from him. Okay. Thank you for your donation. Paula, would you care to call in? Lines are open. Let me say this before I pick up a couple of phone calls here. Today's generation was failed by my generation and the generation under me. They were failed. How many people can admit, people in their late 40s, 50s, you can't even spell? You love Instagram. You love the pictures and the videos. Your spelling is horrible. My spelling is not that bad, but I stay with the dictionary, spell check. I try. A lot of people don't even try. They just say, well, I was in a rush. You were in a rush. You got a master's degree. You got a BA, a PhD, and you were in a rush. Yite. Okay. One last thing before I go to the phone lines here. Oh, has anybody seen the film Birth from 2004 with Nicole Kidman? I saw it years ago, and then I watched it again last night. We may or may not have to talk about it. All right, guys. Also, if you are not foundational Black American, if you are, Caribbean or anything, and you want to chime into the conversation, I do give people the last word. Okay, so let's get down to business here. This is my afternoon show. Please watch the language. Area code 602. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 602.
I'm here.
Hey.
This is Paula.
Hey, Paula. How are you?
I'm good. This is Paula in Arizona.
Hey, where do you want to start, Paula?
Well, I got to go in myself with the parts about Juelz Santana.
Juelz.
Know him like that. Juelz. Let me say it right. Juelz. So let me start here, and I'm going to use the word of the day, decipher, right? And so if we're talking about things about reading and things like that, I wish that he would just have an appreciation, kind of what you were saying, where you were more in the lines, we don't know where we're going to be in the future, that you used science fiction movies and said, at some point, things may evolve. And so be fluid in how you learn things out here and pick up and try to trend forward. Don't just stay in the present. Look at things that are going to happen in the future. This is what helps people. If they can see that AI is going to be the future for the next 50 years or so, then yes, jump on that. But I wouldn't tell someone not to read. And he's a fool for doing that. And here's why. This is where I'm going with this.
Okay.
So people have been using a form of writings for 10, 15, 20,000 years, right? We would not know anything but for people having written something down, and then later on people decipher it, right? We had the libraries, in Africa, in Egypt. And so, if there was not a need to have things written down or a story to be told or a lesson to be learned, then it would be a useless tool. But like I play Civilizations, right? Are you familiar with Civilizations, the video game?
Yeah, but I don't play video games. But hang on a second. Can I jump in? I appreciate your call. Can you
go ahead.
Can you give us the source of the origins of the written language that you spoke about from thousands of years ago? The source, the written language.
Okay. As far as one of the language that I know of, we started with hieroglyphs and hieroglyphics, which is the paintings on the walls that tell the stories. Mm-hmm. And then when you go into the libraries, I can't remember the actual term for the writings in the libraries.
Linguistics.
That whatever the linguistics was.
Oh, hang on. I'm just don't agree. I'm a high school dropout. I'm just saying linguistics. Is that what you're referring to?
No, that's not the word I want to use. It's something else. However, my point in saying all that is that there is a need for language to be written and the words to be captured. And that's to tell messages and to tell information, right? So that's on him. And there's reasons to tell it about community, about how your community is saving for a famine, or how they did it, how many cattle that they had. Moving forward, you had information that came and said how we did things in the underground in the Underground Railroad to get people from the South to the North. Moving forward, we're using language to communicate in rap music, where half the time I don't even understand what they're saying. I need someone to decipher the information, because most of the time I don't understand what the hell what they're saying. But going into the future of what you're talking to, I need him, Juelz, to understand that somebody even has to read the star chart to get the people from planet A to planet B. So
can I jump in, Paula?
Talk about. I'm ready for you.
I so appreciate you. History, yes, there were different ways in how they communicated, and when you mentioned the hieroglyphics and other things, where they more so understood worldwide, or was it certain regions? Because, everybody developed their language, later on in life. Would you agree with that?
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It started in Africa. I agree with you.
All things started in Africa. Tribal wars, homosexuality, slavery. Yes, Africa.
Africa, correct.
And if we want to go back even further, Africa is what they once called it. Africa. Anyway, again, Juelz Santana may not be the best person to say what he said. And to be clear, he said, children don't necessarily need to learn how to read traditional books anymore. He didn't say they don't need to read. He just said traditional books. And then he spoke about audiobooks and things. So you can kick his back in if you like, but I want you and I to be as specific as we can. And I do want to talk about the future because, most sociologists, not just science fiction writers, agree that, history always repeats itself. So that's where I'm going. But go ahead. I just want to say all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. So with that being said, let me be clear. I'm not trying to necessarily kick his back in and just call him a whole fool. Because I was in school and I remember there were some kids that were really, really good at drawing, but they had a difficulty in reading and writing, right? And then the system cast them to the side as remedial and then they were tracked and passed into a way of lesser in certain instances. So you ended up with people that came out of that because they became drug dealers or pimps or whatever, along the way, rappers or whatever. So we as a people are resilient and we will find a way to make.
You mean black people or humans? Because
black people and humans. Well, I'm just going with my folks first, but I'm saying humans because we evolve.
Can I?
And so, go ahead.
Can I ask how old are you, dear? Can I ask how old are you, Paula?
Oh, I literally just turned 55.
Okay. I just want to say this, and then I'll let you land your plane. Niggers have won the war.
I'm done with you.
Niggers, Niggers, have won the war. Black people
with the hard R.
Hang on. Black people fought valiant battles. James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. Nina Simone, To Be Young, Gifted and Black. They fought great battles, but niggers won the war. So when you say we, I want to be clear what and who we're talking about. Go ahead.
With that being said, we do evolve, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing that, with the hard R, black folk, whatever, that we find a way around the way. And so I think that we'll be okay, regardless of how he said it or anything like that. We're going to be okay. Same thing like right now. I'm going to be okay. And I sure as hell don't agree with anything about, Donald Trump. But I'm going to be okay because that's my lifestyle. So I'll be okay. And a lot of people will be okay. Even the people.
Paul, you got a pension come. Paul, you got a pension come. Yeah, you're going to be all right. You worked. You sound like an upscale law-abiding taxpaying woman. You going to be all right. But the niggers that Juelz Santana is talking about, I don't think they need to read. But go ahead and land your plane, darling. I appreciate you. Come on.
Okay, so landing my plane here, the people will be fine. Not even if they agree or disagree with him, we're gonna evolve and we're gonna be on that ship. We're gonna find a way to be on that ship to get to the next star, and so we're gonna be fine.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you. All righty. Bye.
I give you the last word, even though I don't have to agree with you. Tony Touch in the live chat. Tony, what's going on? Are you up to speed? Are you up to speed on the foundational Black American Civil War? Hey, Coco, she says, evolve to what? Yeah, evolve to what? We got YNs out here now. Huh? Riding around with the stick, slides, pants still hanging off their asses. Sheesh. Wait a minute. Should I bring in that call right now, or should I play this video with regards to Professor James Small? Let me take this call right now because I think this person is going to be on the opposing side of the title. Florida Boy J, is that you, sir, tapping in on a Wednesday afternoon?
The one and only, president of the RN Association, proud FBA.
Good to hear from you.
You know what it is. Let's get it cracking, man.
What's cracking, man? Where do you want to start?
Man, nothing but the rent, man. We moving, shaking, and popping. We went live last night, and
Nice.
we wanted to come back in here this afternoon
Nice.
to have this discussion that you have presented to the audience.
I'm saying Juelz Santana is right. Kids today don't need to read traditional books. What say you?
What he said is exact reason why I keep all my valuables in fake books on the bookshelf in my home, because I know if anybody ever broke in to take valuables, the last place they're going to look is the book, especially if they're black. With him and what he said is the exact reason why we should not look for toothless leaders. We should not listen to people of Juelz Santana's ilk, because he did not go through real life. He was rapping young. He got around Cameron early. So he has a warped perception of success, of intellect, and what values you need as a human being, let alone a male, woman, person, race, creed, color, and to read and to have concept and, comprehension. He doesn't understand any of that because he didn't have to go through that. So he's the wrong person to try to tell Black America or just the youth in general about the importance of reading and understanding what's in front of you.
Can I jump in?
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to defend him, but I do want to address what he said and try to be as accurate as possible. He is doing interviews and he's been through the penitentiary. We've seen him with missing teeth. He's been through hell and high water. So I think his experience qualifies him to speak about this. And he wasn't saying, no, none of these kids don't need to read. He said respectfully. Then he spoke about he himself just listened to 48 Laws of Power. And, that's a book that a lot of rappers listen to. I've never read it because I call me an elitist. I think that if a bunch of lower tier people find something to be so interesting, it probably wouldn't interest me. However, he did say he listened to it. He has grown. He has evolved. And, regardless of how we knew him, he's doing these interviews. It has sparked debate. And I say, not that you have to agree, in the future, there will be a different form of communication where these younger people will be learning about different signs, symbols, things that traveling from different planets. Are they going to have to read something in English, or are they going to have to understand different portals, with regards to, understanding how to really communicate with someone from a totally, totally different culture?
I think it's completely backwards that we think we're going to regress in reading comprehension skills and the skills of translating, reading, decrypting and decoding foreign languages or symbols.
Okay.
We cannot regress in our priority and think we're going to make some type of quantum leap mentally to the next level. And the fact that, he's having these conversations, but these are conversations of distraction. Other races are talking about grouping up economics or enforcing reading. And we over here got three old black men, and Mike Epps apologizing for saying we shouldn't celebrate people in prison.
Okay.
We got Santana saying we shouldn't be reading, and we got Ja Rule getting lumped up like Martin when he fought Tommy Hearns. Like, we got older black men here regressing in the messaging that they are presenting out and disseminating upon the community. Why are we sitting here even having Juelz Santana don't have no real teeth? His whole front row is gone. I'm not listening to a man who had millions on the table and could not take care of his gums. I'm sorry. Responsibility of your own is more important than what you're saying out your mouth after you listen to an audiobook.
Okay.
It's probably green eggs and ham. Don't tell me you listen to Cat in a Hat and talk about you can read now. You don't tell me you read 48 Laws of Power. Anybody who say they read 48 Laws of Power, let me know you got finesse. You probably got a sweet lick across your forehead, and now you're trying to get your lick back on other victims. You can't do that with people who know what time it is, man.
Can I jump in?
Absolutely.
Okay. You're saying regress. But do you know how many years hieroglyphics and other signs and symbols were in use before English became such a strong language? Hieroglyphics?
I don't have the knowledge on that. If you do, please educate the man.
Well, if you could Google, I'll keep you on the line. I'm not rushing off. We're just having a discussion. I want to talk to the audience, and I want them to chime in. English, the English language, could have done more damage in reality than good if we look at the Bible and other things that were translated. You know, the Torah was once translated, the Hadith, the Quran. Depending on which Quran you subscribe to, not necessarily you, but there's the Yusuf Ali version. There's multiple versions of the New Testament, and that English language, when you really study it, it's not just history; it's his story. You know what I'm talking about? His story.
Absolutely. You know, the victor comes the spoils, you know.
Okay. So I just want to say that. Hold on a second, Florida Boy Jay. I'm going to keep you on the line while you, if you can Google that. Let me see if I can bring in Dana with the data. Is that you, Dana, on a Wednesday?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I didn't want to keep
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't want to keep you on the hold. FBJ, can you stay on the line, or do you have to go? What's Florida Boy Jay?
No, I can stay on the line. How you doing, Dana? What's up? What's poppin'?
Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Okay. I'm going to put you on hold for a second, Florida Boy Jay, because Dana has another obligation. Okay, I'll be right back, Florida Boy Jay. Dana, thank you so much for putting me up to speed on the foundational Black American Civil War. You are going to use that title as well on your platform. When are you putting up your video?
Yeah, well, I go live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. the Dana with the Data podcast. And I usually talk about the migrant crisis, but I was like, you know what? Instead of me, because I was going to save it for Friday, I was like, let me just talk about it now. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, just my 2 cents and my perspective and my point of view, which I am entitled to as a content creator. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I just felt like everybody is entitled to their own opinions and perspectives and ideology. Mm-hmm. And you could disagree and you can agree. But when you disrespect someone, you know, on air publicly, and I'm talking about Tariq Nasheed saying F you to Professor Small. Okay. I just think that's some straight up sucker shit. Mm-hmm. And I know this afternoon, so just sucker stuff.
Dana, can you watch the language, please? Please, Black woman.
Yes.
Please. Wow. well, now, hold on. Professor James mm-hmm. Small. I'm familiar with him. And I don't mean to kick dirt in his direction, but, you know, this is one of these old Negroes who, you know, he's been a Pan-Africanist for decades. And, you know, that's his hustle. I'm not going to call him a grifter. And it's been a good hustle for him. You know, I'm looking at his bio and his awards, you know, his lectures and things of that nature. Taught for 15 years at City University of New York, including 13 years at the City College of New York, Black Studies Department, yada, yada, yada. But again, Pan-Africanism is his thing. So has he been taking shots at foundational Black Americans? I should play the clip. Do you have time for me to play the clip so we can give people more context?
Yes, I have time.
Okay, stay right there, everybody. This is Dana with me. Okay. Let me rewind this so we can have a reference point here. This is the YouTube channel Sell Africa to Africans. I don't know the host name, sir, I'm going to use your video and I will edit this out. Okay, so don't have to worry about a copyright situation. This is Professor James Small. This is a recent interview from 9 days ago. Here we go.
Call themselves FBA and ADD and African American. Yeah, but all of them are just little fragments of a bigger thing called African. And if you deny the bigger thing, you denied your mother, you denied your father, you denied your grandmother, you denied your great father, you denied your great great father, then you have no existence except as a clone and a hologram of the enemy that oppressed you. Stephen Biko. Yeah. And he told us his main message to us was that the most powerful weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. That's what Stephen said to us. The most powerful weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed.
Okay, that was Professor James Small. Stephen Biko, for those who don't know, was a South African socialist. He had nothing to do with America. So that little quote that he just gave you, oh, it sounds hot. The oppressed and the mind of the sounds hot. Well, I have something that I'd like to put out there. Who someone said once upon a time, the worst devil is a black devil. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay, Dana, you want to talk about that clip that you sent me and your thoughts on it, please?
Yeah, because I sent you the whole video, which I did listen to the whole interview. So, but that particular clip, what he was saying, is nothing new. He has said that same exact thing before. He said it when he was doing all of those Hidden Colors documentaries. So Professor Small has never changed his stance on being a Pan-African. Okay. Now, the Pan-Africans, I would say, from my generation and the younger ones today, may be slightly different from his era. But however, it doesn't matter. He always said he was a Pan-African through and through from the beginning to now. And what he said in that clip, he has said many times before. The issue came when he said that Tariq Nasheed or the whole hashtag FBA may be working or part of a COINTELPRO or CIA or whatever. That's when the issue arises, because you cannot sit up here and say, well, he's wrong and he shouldn't have said that, from the clip which you just played, when this man has said that all along. He's not switching up. Okay. It's just that people get in their feelings and they get and they get too emotional when someone is clearly a Pan-African and believes that, we are all one. We just spread it out throughout this world via white supremacy.
Okay. I can respect what you're saying. And again, you're the one who put me up on the riff, shall we say. So he's always been a Pan-Africanist. Tariq Nasheed, again, said they're taking him out of Hidden Colors 6, and he had some real choice words for him. I myself, for those who don't know, for those who care or not, I'm American, proud American. The hustle of Africa. I get it, but everybody's story was not roots, okay? I don't have to be mean or nasty towards people in South Africa, but I don't give a goddamn about their struggle over there. I'm more concerned about here. So you have people like Professor James Small. Does he own anything in South Africa? Kind of like how Oprah built a hospital. And what's that basketball player's name? He died building a hospital in Africa. Do you know, Dana?
I think Professor Small has a hotel in Ghana, and it's nothing wrong with that. Well, it's nothing wrong. It's not charity. His is an actual business. See, Oprah opening up a school, tax write-off, no red tape. You know what I'm saying? But
and actually I'm doing a video on celebrities, Black celebrities in America investing in Africa. However, it's nothing wrong, and I encourage Black Americans, especially if you on the business track, to start a business here and build up your infrastructure here and bridge it to whatever country in Africa. Because guess what? The Asians, the Arabs, all these, even the illegal migrants and the immigrants that are here, that's what they do. They set up infrastructure here and they bridge it back to where they came from or any other country where they could profit. So yes, he has a business, I believe, a hotel in Ghana.
Okay.
What's the problem?
Well, there is no problem. I'm just pointing out that, this hustle, it's a good hustle. It's worked for a lot of years.
Everything is a hustle.
Hold on.
Everything.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Darius, I don't know. Did he say FBA was a CIA operation? Did James Small say that, Dana?
Well, tell Darius to go listen, because if you go back and listen to the whole complete thing, Darius and others.
Dana, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm
answering. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to them. But what I'm saying is, he said, that's what he said. He said, I don't know, but some of the things that they say and how they move, that's what it looks like. So that's how he was wording it.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Stay with me, because listen, you brought this to my attention.
Yes.
And you're gonna do a show also called hold on a second, Foundational Black American Civil War, or are you gonna do a different title?
No, I got this from FBA. I have FBA Civil War in the thumbnail, and then the title, is broad. Tariq Nasheed versus Professor James Small. But I have my own angle where I'm going with it.
I know, of course you do, because you and I spoke this morning. I said, hey, I'm going to use this title here. If you want to use it, go with it. Hold on a second. Florida Boy Jay, you there, sir? FBJ, I didn't mean to put you on hold for so long. You want to chime in on what we're talking about? Where's FBJ at?
Yeah, of course. Come on. And my issue with what Dr. Small said was, it wasn't, he was in the first few hitting colors. So apparently you and Tariq aligned in your thinking at some point. And where it went left wasn't Tariq opening up and coming out saying anything. It was Dr. Smalls on a platform coming out and pretty much disavowing Tariq Nasheed, denouncing him, pretty much saying that he or FBA, is a government operative group, and kind of put the target on his back, using the same playbook a lot of these right-wing Republicans use it on each other. Okay. He came over here on Tariq, number one. Number two, Tariq just responded to Dr. Smalls taking the first shot.
Okay.
If you take a shot at me and publicly, you didn't say, hey, me and Tariq have our differences, but we talk about it on the back end, and I see what he does. We may not agree, but it is what it is. If you didn't want any smoke, you could have said something like that. Dr. Smalls is intellectual enough and old enough to know what to say and how to say it to get a certain reaction. So if Tariq is responding by removing him out of the movie, denouncing him too, and pointing out obvious, like he has one hotel he's trying to get money from, he only got $17K for, had with $100K goal, another hotel he's trying to open up. Tariq said he's donated.
The hustle never stops. Hold on, stay there, take a break. I got a couple of people in the queue. Number 9, sit tight. King Simon, sit tight. Dana, back to you. Dana, aren't you part FBA, or sounds like you're going at Tariq Nasheed?
Part FBA.
Are you FBA?
First of all,
are you FBA? Dana.
Let me pop my collar. I'm too smart and too intelligent to say I'm FBA or anything. I'm not a Pan-African. I'm a Black American. Okay. First and foremost, my allegiance is to America. I'm a Black American. I don't do the ADOS FBA. Now, I have said it, yes, for clarification when I'm speaking to the audience.
I thought I heard you say that.
I'm not.
Go
No, I am full. I am Black American. Now, if you go down that genealogy, and yes, you're gonna find some European, some Native, yada yada yada. I'm Black American. So, and my allegiance is here.
Hold on a second. We got Tony Touch. Tony, do you ever want to call in? Tony Touch goes hard for tethers and Caribbeans. He says, salute, Dana. Okay, so Dana, go ahead. I want to make sure we promote your upcoming video. And I'm not going to play any more of this video because, again, it's it's really just my showrunner. I do want to focus on Juelz Santana. Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, no. So like I am doing my live show, so I am going to criticize Tariq Nasheed because only the way he responded back to Professor Small. Listen, like I said, we could say and do whatever we want, how you want to do it, but people are going to push back. And Professor Small said, yeah, I know people are going to come at me for what I'm saying. That's what he said in that interview. I listened to the whole thing. However, when you get up there and you do some sucker move by saying F him, because that man was a Pan-African when he was in Hidden Colors 1 all the way through 5, he validated Hidden Colors. And I'm saying Professor Small and others who were in Hidden Colors are intellects, because that's what validated Hidden Colors. Tariq Nasheed is not an intellect. And I used to say Tariq Nasheed is a historian, but I'm not going to even say he is that. He knew to bring the people that he needed to bring to validate his documentary, and Professor Smalls was one of them. And you knew that man was a Pan-African, and he also criticized FBA and ADOS in the past. But you didn't like when he said COINTELPRO and CIA, but you should have gave that man a call like a real man and then go on air if you ain't like what that phone call was. See, that's how we do it over here in the East Coast where we from. I'm going to approach you and say, listen, why you want to go public with some sucker, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be a sucker and go online and say,
Dana going 10 toes down, pay attention.
Hey. No, I'm about to go 20 toes down when I go live at 3. Because now I'm looking at Tariq Nasheed. No, Negro, you a grifter. So that's.
Hold on a second, Dana. I'm backed up on Coles. I so appreciate you, but I just want to say this. I want to, because I said to you this morning, intellectuals change the course of society. Just because somebody gives lectures, debates, writes books, does not mean they're an intellectual. This man has credentials, yes, but now I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more research on him. But there is a rift, as you pointed out, between Tariq Nasheed and Professor James Small. You go live today.
Can I say one thing to that?
Well, hold on. You go live today at 3 o'clock, yes?
3 o'clock Eastern Standard, yes. I just want to say one thing to that.
Land your plane quickly. I'm backed up.
Okay. If you are a teacher teaching students, you are making a difference in society. Okay. Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, Dana.
That's it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Dana with the smoke. Florida Boy J, is that you, sir?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Gene Richmond, sit tight. FBJ, I want you to touch on what you want to touch on. Pause, and then promote your new Twitter/X page in my community section, please.
Yeah, absolutely. And what the whole issue is, like I said, with the Dr. Small situation, to me, is the fact that you went out of your way to disrespect Tariq first. I'm of the ilk that if you publicly speak about me, I don't think a phone call is necessary if I didn't get a phone call before.
Right.
Now, if we have phone calls and we out from that and you say what you say, here's what it is. Expect me to go.
It's up and it's stuck until I see you.
We not doing no courtesy. We not doing no courtesy calls. No, OG. What's the temp check? No, we shoot. If we shooting, we shooting.
Right.
And I can't call Tariq Nasheed a grifter because I always say he provides products for the people who are interested in what he has to provide, and he has invested and reinvested in his business to provide what we ask him to. So as long as we're getting the service, and as long as he doesn't have the intellectual, if he's a filmmaker, if he can find a way to fit in the pro-FBA movement or the indigenous Black American movement, then he's doing his job.
Can I jump in?
Pan-Africanism. Show me what Pan-Africanism.
Can I jump in, Florida Boy J? And guys, we got some noise in the background, whoever that is. At this point in time, the foundational Black American movement has changed the course of society. Now, I hope that it gets allies in the political world, but at this point in time, it's making a lot of moves, and I just wanted to say that. Okay, and your your new X page in my community section, please promote that. I'm backed up on calls. Florida Boy J.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, yo, go to Star community section. Follow me on my new Twitter page, FBJ, Florida Boy J. Just go ahead and type in FBJ or Florida Boy J, or go directly to that link on X. I'm building that back up, and I'm about to start going live on that later this week. Star, I appreciate it, and thank you so much.
Yes.
How's you guys later, man?
Thank you. Salute. Okay. All right, Photo Boy
Yep.
Jay. Okay. Somebody says great point, Star. Makes sense. Guys, thank you for your donations. Deeds, are we close to the goal? Because if we hit the goal, then I want to put some other topics on the table. Jay Richmond, is that you, sir? Number 9, tapping in. Jay Richmond.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good.
I such enjoy listening such great calamity that is happening amongst these groups in America. I enjoy it. It's incredible to watch it. These so-called
you're an American who is of Haitian descent, but you don't claim that. So yes, Americans and the back and forth. Where do you want to start, sir?
Well, I'm America first and foremost, and I just want to start off by saying I don't support or do I stand by anti-Semitism in America. That being said, the topic about this in regards to the FBA thing, from what I understand about Professor James Cohen, is he's a Marxist because he's
James Small.
James Small. Pardon me. He's quoted Nelson Mandela in the past, and we know Nelson Mandela did subscribe to Marxism. His words, not mine. He spoke about Karl Marx and Engels and things of that nature. So he is a social Marxist. So I believe that this is a very interesting thing that we have, and he is of a foundational Black American lineage. So I find it very interesting that now.
Oh, Nelson Mandela? Who are you talking about?
No. Professor Small.
Yes.
Professor Small.
Yeah. He's an old hustler. Africa. I get it, but let's focus on the tension right now with regards to foundational Black Americans. Or were you going in that direction? Were you going there?
Yeah, that's the direction I'm going. I just want to say that tension brings me great joy because you have these. Well, it brings me great joy to see this so-called foundational Black American thing ready to implode. Now you have people talk about that. Now they're not foundational Black American. They were Black American this whole time. Now they're trying to distance themselves from the thing. And I find it, everybody's jumping ship, and I find it very, very, very interesting. But I do want to say to Tariq Nasheed, I want to thank him for a good documentary he produced called 1804 in regards to my lineage and the revolution of the Haitian Revolution. That's why I want to thank him for that, because that was a good production. I did watch that documentary about a year or two ago. Very good production. But again, going back to this infighting with foundational Black American, I think it's interesting because now they're saying they didn't come from Africa. They were here the whole time. I find that even interesting, too.
Well, that's a fact. You and I have had that discussion before. There's documentation. There's records by way of genealogy departments in different libraries. We've already discussed where people can go to see that less than 400,000 slaves from Africa even made it to North America. The majority of them were in South America and the Caribbean. That's already been confirmed. What are you giggling about?
Well, that's a great thing. I didn't get that memo, so I find it very interesting.
Can you Google while we're on the line? Hold on. Can you Google how many slaves reached North America? Google. I got time. I'm doing research.
No, it's about 400,000, and I understood that the Black slaves.
It's less than 400,000. I was just throwing that number out there. But can you Google? I got time. Or should I Google for you?
So Skip Gates is wrong.
Should I Google
what you're saying?
Should I Google it for you? I think
I can Google it.
I think it was 388,000 slaves that actually made it to North America. Let me look in the live chat. I got time for you.
So Skip Gates is wrong. You guys didn't come from Africa.
Well, Google. In theory, we all come from Africa. Asians, Malaysians, Russians, everybody. In theory, everything started in Africa. But hold on a second. Let me put this on the screen, guys. Thank you for your support. What'd you find, Gene Richmond? I got time today. Let me get King Simon in the queue. What'd you find? It's something PBS.
Well, this is kind of a tough nut to crack. So you gotta give me some time.
Your phone is breaking up. Can you make the adjustments?
Yeah. I just said it's a bit of a tough nut to crack. So
No, sir. It's right there. Your phone's breaking up. Can you make the adjustments? It pops right up. It pops right up.
Yes, I said it's a bit of a tough nut to crack.
No, it's not.
I'm trying to get the information.
No. It pops right up. PBS.org. It's right there. It's right
there. Yeah, 388.
388,000. There he is. Right there. Professor Gates. Okay. Henry Louis Gates Jr. to be precise. You want to read it or should I? Where it says, and how many of these 10.7 million Africans were shipped directly to North America? Only about 388,000, right? Yes, no?
Yeah, a small fraction transported to the Americas during the transatlantic slave trade.
So let me bring King Simon in and just leave him in the queue. King Simon, hold on a second, stay there. So, the story that we have been phone sped over the decades with regards to Africa, it's not necessarily true, wouldn't you say?
Well, so Skip Gates said that,
Number 9, I say this with all due respect, sir. Stick to what you and I research. Never mind somebody else, sir. I don't need to denounce or, go at somebody else, what they said. You and I have done the research. It's a fact. It's a fact, sir.
So there's no, so the whole African thing is not true. Can we say that it's not true? Is that what we're saying?
Sir, you just pulled up the information. There were
people
that came here from Africa, but the majority and what they would like us to believe has been denounced, disputed, rebutted. Okay. That's all. Go ahead.
And these people were slaves, the ones that did make it here, that small percentage.
You tell me.
Can we agree?
You tell me.
Can we agree?
You tell me.
They were enslaved. Okay. People.
That would be fair to
that
say. Small
percentage.
Yes.
So it can't be a shock because people want to this is something so big to swallow, but it's a reality.
Pause. Hold on.
You understand?
Pause. King Simon, are you there, sir? I don't know if you have time. King Simon?
Greetings,
Simon, you got to come closer, sir. You've got on the fly nigga headset. We can't hear you. Please make the adjustments. Jump on in.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. King Simon, there is a rift, possibly civil war between Professor James Small and Tariq Nasheed. Where do you want to start?
First of all, I spoke to Professor Smalls yesterday on the phone after the whole situation. I spoke to him, and he'll be with me on December 3rd, and also at Nicholas Brooklyn on December 13th with me. Nice. So, let me say this: he's open to answer all questions about his delivery of what he said about the CIA op. He wasn't calling Tariq a CIA op. He wasn't calling anybody as far as the top of the movement or those young people CIA ops. But whatever's happening, this organization can be infiltrated by CIA because that's what many organizations that have given any headway have happened to them before. That's what he wants to clarify. In the moment he was speaking what he said, but it got taken out of context. But he is going back on that same show with chasing the brother chasing that the other.
Well, hang on a second, King Simon. I say this to you, sir.
And he's going.
Hang on, King Simon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
With all due respect, sir, you and I are cool. I don't give a goddamn where Professor James Small is going. Please don't promote him on my platform. Oh. If he's going on your platform, that's fine. I don't need an interview. Okay. You know me. I don't need to talk to no goddamn body. I got his information. I was born in 1964. Ain't nothing nobody can tell me at this point in time about things that I know. Now, I just played a clip. Right. What he said about FBA being a splinter, offshoot, and your parents. But now here's the thing. Is it not the mission of parents for their children to do better and be better? You see, that's the question here. Don't tell me about Africa like I'm supposed to bow down and kiss the goddamn dirt. Is it not the mission of parents for their children to do better and be better overall?
Correct.
Okay. So we've got foundational Black Americans proud of their heritage. With all due respect, sir, your lineage is from Jamaica. Save it with regards to where he's going, his interviews. I don't need an interview. Now let's get to what he and Tariq Nasheed are beefing about. Please.
It's being over-exaggerated, Star.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because he's a foundational Black American also himself from South Carolina. He is one of those people. So obviously, he's trying to find balance where we don't have to be arguing with Africa or the Caribbean, but have alliances with them. Ashada Shakur was the greatest example of that because she tried to go to Africa, but she decided to go to Cuba, had alliances. So we got to have alliances with each other because the real infiltrators of all melanated people are Europeans, sir. Period. Those are the ones we are tethered to as long as we're drinking their water, eating their food, and buying their clothing. We are their tethers. So be very careful what we're doing as far as that's what Professor Smalls is all about, finding balance so we don't have to argue with each other.
Gene Richmond, let King Simon speak. Please do not interrupt. Let him speak. King Simon, continue.
He's trying to find balance. I talked to the man. He apologized for how it was said, and he's going to clarify that on my show and at the lecture that I'm doing at Nicholas on December 13th.
Good.
But we gotta stop all this because it's the same FBI, CIA tactic they use. I want all those people that are on ChatGPT go and Google up what is FBI and CIA tactics. Disseminating disinformation, creating arguments amongst each other. That is part of the tactics, sir. Let's be real. I've been a part of this movement since I was 14. He's been a part of it since he was 16. Bodyguard and Malcolm X's sister, doing all smoke, teaching in Africana studies. He's not somebody to just play with and call him a sucker or call him what they don't even know. Some of the people that are calling him out are bots or people that don't even know his history. Almost getting
Can I respond?
In Africa and in America. They don't know.
Can I respond?
Yes, sir.
I let you get it off your chest.
Yes, sir.
I let you get off your chest. You and I talk.
Because I know him.
That's fine. You and I talk. Hang on. You and I talk. I wanted you to get all that out.
I ain't finished yet.
In today's day and time, let me be clear. There are many of us, and I talk and I walk. I don't give a goddamn about the relationship between Africa and African people here or Black people here. Too many examples have been set and proven that Africans don't give a goddamn about Black people. Too many examples. Now, if you got some money, you can get dual citizenship. You can go buy a parcel of rocks. You can go over there and sit down and take a dump and wipe your ass with some aloe leaves. I'm not impressed. I don't have to disrespect the man. But when he's coming to FBA, I will go up in him balls deep, and I don't need an interview. Now, land your plane unless you want to talk about Juelz Santana. I think he's right with regards to the future. And promote your platform, sir. I'm not promoting where Professor James Small is going to after you because he's an old hustler. And I don't give a flying fuck about Africa. You know that. Land your plane, please.
That's true. Like Dana said, everybody's hustling from Africa to America to the Caribbean. Everybody hustling. Everybody's hustling, trying to make money and do his thing.
Dollar bill, y'all. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's stop playing those games. But once again, this brother, Professor James Smalls, is an honorable brother, and he's one of those people that just don't pull punches. He's 80 years old. He just turned 80. He don't pull punches. And again, he'll be on my channel, King Simon KSB TV, on December the 3rd. And then I have him doing a lecture at Nicholas, Brooklyn, right?
King Simon, we're promoting your channel, sir. We're not promoting all this stuff that he's doing. No, sir. No, sir. King Simon.
17.
King Simon, we're not doing all this promote for him. your channel, sir. That's
You said promote my stuff. My stuff. It's me.
Okay,
Me. My stuff.
Hey, send me a banner.
Yeah, that's my event. That's my event.
Send me a banner.
Yeah, that's all. That's my event. Those are mine. Okay, but I appreciate it, and big up to all of those that have problems with him, and those who don't have problems but understand what he means by CIA ops can be a part of any organization. Right now, they're still in certain organizations right now, and it's coming up in the FBA. That's what he was trying to say. He wasn't calling Tyreek that. He wasn't calling those young people that are honest and pure about it. But he knows.
King Simon, I have to take other calls. Land your plane.
All right.
Land your plane.
All right. I appreciate you, Star. Thank you. No problem.
Thank you,
I'm out.
sir.
Peace.
Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, Jane Richmond, I need you to land your plane, sir. I'm getting backed up on calls. Number 9. Let's get on topic here.
Okay. I'm just gonna say it like this. I'm not gonna sit by and let anybody defend.
I want your A game, number 9. Never mind the troll stuff. Give me your A game, or I gotta let you go. Come on.
I don't want people to defame the European structure that created this great nation. The framers, the fathers, Franklin, Washington, Hamilton, Madison. I think we owe them something. I think we owe them something for giving us this great nation. That's all I'm saying.
Your phone's breaking up, number 9. Your phone's breaking up. Thank you, man. Salute.
Also,
his phone's breaking up. He's a friend of mine, but once you start that bootlicking for the goddamn Europeans, you know. Guys, sit tight in the queue. Ghost Rewind, I got your donation, sir. Folks, at the top of the live chat is the text-to-speech feature. If you can't get through on the phone lines, you can send a text-to-speech, and I will play the audio for you on the show here. The text-to-speech feature. Guys, if I didn't get a chance to get your super chats on the screen, just bear with me. We're having some good conversations. I want people to speak freely. I don't have to disrespect the man, but at the same time, and I'm talking about Professor Jim Small, at the same time, I'm here to tell you as someone who has not just lived life, but experienced things. And I've learned by way of trial and error, you know. A lot of the older guard, yes, that was their whole hustle. I'm not going to say grift, you know. Africa, the motherland. It's a great hustle. A lot of decades. Austin, I got your donation on the screen, sir. Thank you so much. Hey, Lydia, good to hear from you. Lydia, phone lines are open, but I'm a little backed up here. Is it Dante? Dante says, let me put that on the screen. Okay. You are welcome to speak freely. Hold on a second. Hey, Sharita. Sharita, I'm heading up north. Yes, for the holidays. I don't have an itinerary, baby. I never have. I'm the worst type of male. I'm free. With all due respect, I don't answer to nobody, and certainly I don't answer to a female. But you know, if you're up north, send a where's my email address? Pardon me. Send an email so I can make sure you're not a nigga with the wig. And I may holler at you. Okay. All right, guys. Venmo is on the screen as well. Deeds, are we okay audio-wise? Everybody hold on a second. I want to make sure that we stay on topic. Pow, where is Pow? Pow, you calling in? Pow, you gotta say your area code. Pow, the author of NGR. He wrote a book on the N-word. It would be good to hear from okay, I got to go check something. Deed said there's an issue. Let me see if I can bring this call in here. Area code 857. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. 2 topics on the table. Are you there? Area code 857.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who am I speaking to? How are you?
My name is the Bishop. I donated already.
Okay.
On the screen.
How are you, sir? Where do you want to start?
So I wanted to say I'm a proud FBA.
Okay.
my family, this country was built off the backs of my family and my ancestors. And what I noticed is that we're dealing with a Trojan horse. Okay. People coming here as if they're working together with us. And I'm in Tether Central Part 2. I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
There's nothing but tethers here. And I've been in their spaces, and a lot of them might think I'm Caribbean, and I hear the stuff that they say behind our backs. And they also use our resources. That Africana studies is garbage. It first started off as Black studies. And as the population rise with the Africans and the Caribbeans, they changed it to Africana studies. Mm-hmm. They don't respect the people here and the citizens first. I can't go to their country and do what they do here. Right. They have to respect the citizens first. We're the one that gave the blueprint all around the world about fighting for civil rights and not sitting here letting our backs being kicked upon, because in their country, they're voluntary bootlicks. And the ones that we got over here, we have to question them, because the ones that stay in their country, those are the real fighters. We get the coons that come over here. They're just willing to assimilate, and they happily kiss the white tees behind.
Okay. With regards to the friction, I'm saying civil war, because Dana and I we talk every other morning, and she put the battery on my back. She said, "Oh, it's going down." I said, "Really? Is it a civil war? Does Professor James Small hold that much weight in the Hidden History docu-series, the franchise, or is this just an older man who got a lot of recognition and props, and it's not that serious?"
He's like Jim Brown. As Jim Brown got older, he changed his stance on a lot of his rhetoric. Because if you look at Smalls, he always spoke against like people coming in the country and not respecting the original black man in this country. And all of a sudden he's deflecting. He's going back to, oh, well, you know what? Africa first. As they get older, there has to be a change of the guard, and there's no changing of the guard because these old cats don't want to lose their position. I had an uncle who was responsible for a museum in Cape Cod, which was the first African American museum, along with the Cape Verdeans. And I was up here bringing down information and math about how many people came over here and how we have mixed lineage with the natives. And he sit here, refused it. He was like an old pharaoh that wanted to take all his gold to the damn graveyard and not give anybody no information. Right. And all the information he got was all wrong. They didn't want to change the guard. And Professor Small is at the age where right now he's delusional. He doesn't want to change the guard, and he doesn't want to give the younger people that information and that respect for them to move on. We are a special group in this country, and we have to be acknowledged. We have to separate. Oh, yeah. We have to be acknowledged for our group, who we are.
I agree. Okay, any thoughts? Juelz Santana, I'm saying he's right with regards to, kids today don't necessarily need to know how to read. You can feel different, but what are your thoughts?
Honestly, he don't hold no validity. He's somebody that I feel like is problematic. When you think about the bottom feeders of Black society and how Black society looks back, you look at him, and he doesn't speak for the mass. He speaks for the 10%. Okay. And he's one of the 10% that I find to be, has no validity. And, who's really going to take him serious? The dude has bad business practices. He can't read. His money's not right. He's a crash out, going to the airport with guns in his pockets and stuff. Come on, man.
I forgot about that.
He has no validity. He has no validity. Okay. And he doesn't speak for us because he might be in New York, but he might be mixed lineage, because over there everybody's mixed lineage.
Right. Okay. I appreciate it, man.
Right. Take care, bud.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right.
We're having some good calls here today. Okay, guys, I do not handle the live chat. If you have been blocked for any reason, send an email, or you can contact Deeds. What is Deeds Cash App information? We don't charge people. We don't do anything other than try to handle our business. We hope that you appreciate the platform. One of the few platforms who lets people speak, and land their plane to finish the conversation off. I don't have to have the last word. This is not an echo chamber. Be clear. Okay. That's Deed's Cash App on the screen. Peace. Charbon, good to hear from you, sir. Okay, and someone else says, Juelz, can I ask you guys, can I just ask you, try not to look at the messenger, Juelz, but do you find any validity in what he said? And what he said. Again, this topic, we discussed this a year ago. You guys told me that the curriculums will be different. AI will take over the classrooms. And many people who do not want to learn will be left by the wayside. You told me that. So now here we are, and there is a change coming about because there's going to be not just AI, synthetic life forms infiltrating society, but to a large degree taking over. They're going to be what Philip K. Dick and others have already called slave labor. Slave labor. So try to never mind Juelz Santana. Again, he's not the right guy, and I say that with all due respect to give you this message. But what do you think? Let me look in the live chat real quick. Okay. Send an email. Send an email. Is it Lady? Hey, Lady Hotep. Audiobooks or not being illiterate is a disadvantage. I agree with you. Be clear. I agree with you. Can you call in? But now in the future, what will be the learning instruments that they use? Are you a mother? Are you a grandmother? If you are, you would know better than me. I don't have biological kids. I don't know the world of kids coming home and they've got stuff in their knapsacks or they've got something on the goddamn phones or their tablets. I don't know. There's going to be different, not just devices, but a totally different system. And these people that we see crashing out, they will become obsolete. Oh, they'll have babies. They're going to have babies. But their babies, in my opinion, I don't want to get too weird, too deep, too spooky. Their babies will be fighting these synthetic life forms that are already out there in Area 51. Let's get back to the phone lines here. Area code 407. Please watch the language. Good afternoon. Are you there? 407.
Hey, yo, I'm here. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, sir. This is Brother Star today. It's a black show. What do you want to chime in?
Well, first of all, half these kids can't even understand the Constitution when they read it. You know what I mean? Half these kids can't write cursive. Half these kids can't even read to their grade level. And then you sit there and expect these kids to sit there. Do you think it has a problem to do with the teachers? Or their education?
Are you asking me or are you speaking? Because I like for people to speak freely, uninterrupted.
No, I'm speaking freely, and I'm speaking these kids. And then you got to sit there and think. Math and reading goes together. They go together. You have to learn how to read, have to learn how to write, have to learn how to do these things. We fought for so many years to sit there and learn how to read and write, and now these people don't want to read and write. You know what I mean? Just because it's easy.
Can I ask how old are you, sir, and what is your lineage? You're saying we. Are you French? Are you Caribbean?
I'm African American. I'm African American. I mean, my family comes from Arkansas, Clarendon, Arkansas.
Okay.
300, what was it? 800 people for my grandma.
Okay. 800
people that lived in her city. Right? And they proud themselves on reading and writing. You know what I mean? And then I did an ancestry check, and when the ancestry check, they sit there and said my grandpa and my grandma were knowledgeable of reading and writing.
Nice. Nice.
You know what I mean?
Can I jump in? Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead. Jump in, bro. Go ahead.
Those were beautiful black people. No ifs, ands, or buts. They were better than the black people of today. Would you not agree?
I agree 100%.
They worked together. If I can just ramble for a second here, they were better.
Go ahead.
They understood longitude, latitude. Black women back in those days, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Black women could fix a car. There was no AAA. There was no AAA to call. The goddamn car. Hang on, sir. I let you speak. Let me speak, please. Let me speak.
Go ahead, bro.
A black woman could get out there 7 o'clock in the morning, crank up the car. She understood compression. She knew what a choke was. They didn't have to call the white man to come save me. We're talking about, sir, please let me speak. I got to get you out of here. They were better black.
On different look.
Is he sipping troll babies? Sir, if you're sipping Steel Reserve, I gotta let you go. Let me speak.
No, I'm not sipping Steel Reserve, but I'm actually talking to you, brother.
Okay, well, let me finish, brother, and then I'll let you land your plane, brother. Those are different black people, right? So, with regards to what I'm saying, you've touched on things, pause, that we've already spoken about. Cursive writing. Are you a father? Because to my knowledge, cursive writing is not even enforced like it used to be.
Well, I'm a father, and it's not enforced because these kids don't even know how to write cursive these days.
They don't need it, sir.
My son how to write cursive.
Sir, they don't need cursive writing. With all due respect. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. Finish. Land your plane.
My daughter knows how to type.
Okay.
My son knows how to type. They know how to use their fingers, their Twitter fingers.
Right.
But they're not educated on reading the Constitution. They're not educated on reading cursive. Yeah. So I had to sit there and teach them cursive so they can grow and understand like that you're reading the Bill of Rights. And now that they're in the military, my son's an airborne ranger. My daughter's a field medic.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And they're sitting there and they have to sit there and learn that stuff. They have to read the Constitution. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they have to grow. And
can any of your kids or grandkids fly a drone to drop bombs?
I don't have grandkids right now, sir.
Can any of your kids operate a drone to drop bombs in enemy territory?
My daughter's she's a F-Trot 92, and she knows how to sit there and operate drones and shut them down.
There you go.
Before they come into our.
That's the future. So we don't need niggas writing in cursive and doing all this extra stuff. We need people who can operate military vehicles and other things. But I gotta go, sir. Thank you. Salute. Again, the last word. Huh. Wait a second. Guys, the goal is at the top of the live chat. If you would be so kind to support this research edition. Also, guys, can you hit the like button? That's very, very important with regards to these early afternoon research shows. It's much needed. Someone sent in a donation here. A devoted Dipset fan. I got your text-to-speech donation here.
Never mind niggas rapping about drugs, violence, and pimping. Saying kids' literacy isn't important is where I draw the line.
Thank you. So let me play that again.
Never mind niggas rapping about drugs, violence, and pimping. Saying kids' literacy isn't important is where I draw the line.
Thank you again, devoted Dipset fan, for your support. I'm saying Juelz Santana. He's right. Does he even understand the levels of what he said? Well, again, he's been through hell and high water. Sometimes a person has to go through something to get a understanding, of the real world. The real world. Didn't he say I'm more of a common sense nigga now? Didn't he say that? He says I'll trade in, or I'll give away the book smarts to be a common sense nigga now. You see, he probably needs common sense now because, again, I don't know his whole relationship with his wife. They were on television, right? Is her name Kim Bella? Are they still together? Hey, Paula, I got your other donation. Thank you so much. Lisa, I got your email. At the time of 1890 census, the African-American population of the United States was estimated 7.5 million. Okay. Is there a video for this, Lisa? Because I can't put this on the screen. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can put this on the screen. iva.virginia.gov. African American population distribution map 1890. Thank you so much, Lisa. Okay. If there's a video, please send me the video. Pardon self, forgot to send info. Okay. Are you on the line? Who is area code 908? Someone, pardon self, forgot to. Okay. Did we speak? Did you call in? Guys, I'm coming to the phone lines. I just want to reiterate something. Aside from being a science fiction reader, lover, and film watcher, and I have been for decades and decades and decades, I wanted to talk to you about this film called Birth. Anybody in the live chat ever seen the film with Nicole Kidman called Birth? 2004. Hold on. I don't know if it's a classic film. It's weird, but it's a good film. And the young actor, whoa. He's a grown-ass man now, but the film came out in 2004, a mystery film. Nicole Kidman. It's a psycho thriller, technically. And Cameron Bright, you guys know that name? Of course you do. He has grown up to do phenomenal work. But if you're looking for a good film, I recommend Birth, B-I-R-T-H, Nicole Kidman, 2004. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But again, I saw it back in 2004. A female at the time, she said, I want you to come see this film with me. And I said, all right, I went. We enjoyed it. Let me look in the live chat. Anybody care? It's an old film now, but sometimes you have to watch these old films and, you'll get entertained. Kid, I got your donation on the screen, sir. Hold on. Juelz Santana might be right. Kids may not need to learn to read if Elon's brain chips let you. I forgot about that. Thank you so much. Down low literacy, or if designer babies come preloaded with it, tech may outspace traditional education entirely. Whoa. Now that's far away, but that's a hell of a comment. Thank you so much. Elliot, thank you for your comment. School is only important for reading comprehension, reading comprehension and basic math. Okay. Where's if Juelz knew how to read, maybe he could have a voice. Okay. Big Hurt, thank you for your donation, sir. It's on the screen. If Juelz knew how to read, maybe he could have avoided the foreclosure notice on his house. Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong, sir. I'm not saying you're wrong. What would be Nicki Minaj's excuse? If I can go left for a second. Did you guys see Nicki Minaj? Her home in Hollywood, California, $20 million home, is at risk of a judge forcing a sale over a $500,000 lawsuit that she lost by way of default. Anybody knows, especially a high school dropout like Star, you never put property and assets in your name. Can I get an amen in the live chat? Why is it Nikki's home in a trust? Thank you, Big Her, for your comment again. Hang on a second. Who is this? Spanky Big Head. Star, I learned cursive shorthand and learned how to type on a manual typewriter. I can use an adding machine without looking at the keys. These skills are needed. Spanky, are you still employed doing that work? Respectfully. Are you still employed doing that work? Listen, Spanky, in terms of a typewriter, I used to type up reports when I worked at Warner Electra Atlantic. I was fast. I did percentages, breakdowns. Where would I get a job now using a typewriter? Okay, someone here has been on hold. Hold on a second. Area code 678, please watch the language. Good afternoon. Are you there? 678?
Hey, how's it going, Star?
It's going, sir. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Can't complain. So, Juelz, man, he made a idiotic statement. I totally disagree with that.
Okay.
Comprehension skills, all that. I believe reading helps with critical thinking. There's a reason why there's a correlation with the prison industrial complex and reading levels. It's just there's a reason for that, because if you don't know how to read, you're probably not thinking critically. So you probably most likely be a crash out, to be honest, just to put it frank. And also with the emphasis on math being more important than reading, there's a reason why there is word problems in math, because you have to know how, even if you know math, you have to know how to apply that in real life. And that's what word problems do as far as like math. So
bingo. Can I jump in?
Important. Yes, sir.
Can I jump in? That's the key word right there. Apply. Do you apply what you've learned at the earlier stages of your life, your formative years? Do you apply the knowledge? Many people can read books, comic books, and other things, and then tell other people, yo, that's a good book. You got to read it. Well, did you apply the knowledge? What makes it a good book? Because it piqued your interest, you know? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. We're just having a discussion. But beyond Juelz Santana, what he said, can we look to the future? Again, I could be totally off just because I'm a science fiction reader and you know, I'm fascinated by the possibilities yet to come. Do you think that in the future there will be some type of different form of communication, signs and symbols and other things that that connect people from different cultures, different planets, other than just English and things?
I think if we're going that route, and my theory is, first of all, that by that point, our children will be gone. That'll be a long time from now, in my theory. And also, when it gets to that point, I think it'll be more telepathically, more than anything.
Okay.
And I still think if we have a modern society, even if it's 2,000 years later from now, even if we have if it's still a civilization, you still need people to know how to read, because, okay, who's going to be the lawyers? Who's going to be I believe doctors still need to know how to read. I believe lawyers still need to know how to read. How are they going to argue your case in court? They don't know the law. You know, like stuff like that. Certain stuff. I mean, if you want to be a janitor, if you want to mop floors, sure, you probably don't need to know how to read. But like, if you want to be anything in life for the average person, and I'm not saying that somebody can't be successful if they don't have a formal education, because there's plenty of examples of that, but that's not the average person. I used to work at the Dollar General warehouse for the Dollar General Corporation, and the corporate side gives a story out when you start working there. The guy who started Dollar General only had a second grade education. Now that company is worth over $2 billion. So I mean, you can make it, but for the average person, no, you do need to have a formal education to make it in the world. And I'm not talking about 100 years from now. I'm talking about right now. Kids need to know how to read. And I have a daughter, so yeah, this is very important. I don't want no idiot like Juelz Santana talking about you don't know how to read. But that doesn't matter, because if you're in your kid's life, that wouldn't influence them anyways. You know, but
can I jump in?
Like, yeah, go ahead, sir.
Jump in. As the old saying goes, children are the future, right?
What's that?
As the old saying goes, children are the future, right?
Yes, sir. I agree.
Okay. So the future, again, I don't know. I'm a low budget sociologist, a high school dropout. You know, there's things that certain cultures prepare their children for in the future. It's not always about, you know, right now, I'm gonna get them to fly new, I don't know, Gucci sandals. I'm gonna get them the new herringbone. I'm gonna get them this and that. A lot of other cultures prepare their kids, pardon me, for the future, 20, 40 years down the road. Sadly, and I say this, you know, black people, if we're talking about black people in America, they gave away their Negro baseball league. Gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA is now creating a European league. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the NBA behind a European league?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. I know
why isn't there a black NFL something or other? It seems like, you know, it's chasing a dog chasing its tail. I say that with all due respect. I'm gonna let you land your plane.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yeah.
Dr. Claude Anderson said black people will become a permanent underclass. So, hey, I'll say that and I'll let you land your plane. Go ahead.
And I think we will become a permanent underclass if we definitely don't know how to read faster than what we are already. It's already going that way.
Okay.
Because I believe it's just already going that way from what I see in real life. But you know, I think if we just stop pushing education, good parents, I'm talking about black people, not niggas. If good black America.
Sir, I have to jump in. Sir, I have to jump in. With all due respect, niggers won the war. Black people fought some good battles, but niggers won the war. Go ahead.
Hey, so we're us good black people, us good law-abiding citizens, are still pushing the good fight for our families, because I think you should be able to. I think people should focus on what's going on in their home. Yeah, the world is going to do what the world is going to do, but I can only push good morals and values in my home. I can't worry about what Pookie and Ray Ray kids doing, but hopefully. And the one thing before I get out of here, the cursive thing. That's one thing I do agree with you about on this conversation, because I'm a truck driver.
Okay.
And and I was just thinking about it while I was listening to the earlier calls. I just thought about it. At first, I thought kids should still learn cursive, because I had to learn cursive in school. I was born in '92.
Yeah.
But I just thought about it. Me being a truck driver, when they sign, when the shipper, well, when the receiver signs my paperwork done, I can't read what name is on there anyways, unless they print it. So it's because it's more like.
Sir, your phone's breaking up. I appreciate your call. Your phone's breaking up. Salute.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Salute.
Yeah. We come from a different time. Oh, that oldish. If you're just now joining the show, this is a research show, somewhat, sort of. I'm not trolling. Juelz Santana is right, if you ask me. He's right. Everybody, hold on. I'm responding to someone's email. The hell? What is this? Okay, I don't know what that is about. Hey there on the screen. Oh, thank you for your comment. Again, Emerson West, 8. Public schools will not encourage writing or reading. You, the parent, must enforce and encourage this within themselves. That's a fact. You see, when we approached this topic months ago, maybe even close to a year ago, that's what you guys told me. You told me, Star, you ain't got no kids, you don't know. AI will be taking over. AI. So, there's not going to be anybody for the kids to fight, doing all that extra stuff. You either apply yourself or you don't. Mahogany, hey there. You are a subscriber, and I thank you for being a subscriber. Well, which film are you talking about, Mahogany? Can someone please tell me the name of the movie that Star referenced? Birth. Birth with Nicole Kidman. Yeah. I couldn't find a good science fiction film last night. I watched Artificial Justice 2 nights ago, which is in Spanish. I don't just watch American films. I like to, watch sci-fi films, and I read the chyrons. And but last night I couldn't find a good sci-fi film, so I watched an old film that I saw before. Mahogany 29. The film is called Birth, B-I-R-T-H. Came out in 2004 with Nicole Kidman. I'm not going to spoil it for you unless people tell me to spoil it. Anybody in the live chat? Oh my God. Nicole Kidman played herself out of position. Oh my God. Toward the end, when she came in the bathroom, she said, I got a plan. Damn. I got a plan. Ghost Rewind, thank you for your PayPal donation. Doesn't matter what kids do. The cave. Oh my, I got to play this one. Hold on a second. Folks, at the top of the live chat should be the text to speech box. And when you want your donations read, wait a minute. Does it go all the way back? Okay, pardon me.
Doesn't matter what kids do, the cave-dwelling snow ape will not let anyone rise above him.
Bars. Ghost Rewind. Play it again.
Doesn't matter what kids do, the cave-dwelling snow ape will not let anyone rise above him.
Earlier, in case you're just now joining me, I put something on the table. Morse code. Anybody ever heard of Morse code? Do you know who created Morse code? I had to learn this back in the 8th grade in private school. Morse code. He was an American. I forget his name, but his last name was Morse. Let me pull it up. With regards to Ghost Rewind's donation. Oh my God. There it is. Morse code. M-O-R-S-E. I'll put it in the live chat for you if you care, but you can Google on your own. You see, that snow ape, he's already thinking about the future. The snow ape is pretty much 125 years already into the future. The snow ape will not let you have it. That's a whole fact, Ghost Rewind. He's going to fight you for it. And he will blow this thing off the goddamn axis before he just gives it up to you. Tony Touch going hard to paint. Oh, hold on a second. FBA, you can't focus on the white man because you're too busy hating other blacks. Oh, okay. Oh, man, Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. Elvis, I see you in the queue. Elvis, I'll fuck with you heavy, man, but Sunday sat you down. Elvis, I can't pick up the call. She sat you down for 30 days. Elvis? That's my guy, Elvis, but I can't bring you on, man. You know the rules. Salute. Guys, go to Premium Black News. Elvis, please send me a banner so I can promote you in the community section. Area code 440. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 440.
Здравствуйте, старик. Как дела? How are you?
Boris, how are you, man? It's cracking.
I'm great. With your permission, I would like to touch upon the show title, if I may.
I think you're the perfect one. Today's a black show, and you are a Caucasian Russian. I think your opinion would help. Come on.
I would like to say that before, I'd like to preface the call by saying that the ignoramus claim made by Juelz Santana was made also by an associate of another ignorant rapper by the name of Jim Jones, who claimed that rapping is the hardest occupation, if you remember.
Okay.
He said that being a rapper is the most dangerous occupation. I'm sorry, not hardest, dangerous.
Most dangerous.
I think that Juelz maybe has gone and eaten too many painkillers because of his, teeth that he lost. Because research shows that reading and high IQ are correlated. You must know how to read. Audiobooks were made not for the lazy people. I'm sorry, not for the illiterate. It was made for those people, those distinguished individuals who ride the subway during rush hour, and they do not have the time or the capacity to pull out a book, so they have an audiobook to listen to it. You understand? The issue with every rapper is that they glorify ignorant stuff. Juelz Santana is the same person to glorify and talk to you in the corner of a bodega and tell you the many benefits of smoking marijuana. You know what I mean? Just because he made poor life decisions, he wants to glorify it. If he claims you're not supposed to read, or reading is not beneficial, and math is more important, has he ever done a math problem which involves reading? Does he want to end up like R. Kelly at 49 or whatever he was and end up in the bank for the first time? You remember 2019 when R. Kelly was talking to Gayle King. He said, at my age, I went to the bank for the first time and I did not know if I'm coming or going. I did not know how to deposit a check. You know what I mean? You have to know how to read. Also, when I started to learn English, aside for shows that I would watch, I would have to read. And when I would have to remember a certain word, I would have to visualize it. You must visualize the word before you announce it. If you cannot visualize it, it's harder for you to pronounce the word. So I wholeheartedly disagree with him. Reading is essential. That's all I have to say about that.
Stay with me. I appreciate your input as always. You've made it very personal towards Juelz Santana, and I let you speak. He's and we've already said he's the wrong guy to say what he said. I've laid out some examples here. Not sure how much of the show you heard, but in the future there will be a different form of communication. You know this based upon your background. I'm not going to put your business out there. A different way of communication on a world scale, other worlds. There's going to have to be some type of universal communication, and that would be more so mathematical, would it not? And you, I don't know how far you go back with science fiction, whether some of the classic and foundational writers or the influence of modern writers, they've predicted this. So I'm not just sitting here just talking crazy. But do you agree that there will be some type of way to communicate in the future that won't be cursive writing? It won't be in English language. Do you see that?
Perhaps, yes. We started with hieroglyphics, and then we shifted to the traditional writing. And as you mentioned before, we had the Morse code. And if you know anything about that, it was highly used by the KGB and the Mossad too, But yes, I agree with you that as time goes on, there is a new form of communication. But in the now, you have to adapt or die. You must read. You must be literate, not illiterate, and you should not discourage those who read. It is essential.
I agree. But at the same time, people much smarter than me have already said that Black people are a permanent underclass. So we can't save the Blacks now, and I don't, know how you feel about that. We can't save the Blacks. So with regards to what Juelz said, and again, I'm just going to say in the future, there will be some type of way that people communicate, whether it's chips, implanted in you or something that circumvents what we do now. What we do now, it was great. It was great. But, in the future, however close you see that future to be, I think that's more so with regards to what Juelz may have been talking about. But go ahead and land your plane, Boris. Go ahead.
No, just to land my plane, like I said before, I think that reading is essential. I think that nobody should listen or view rappers as role models because they just want to glorify ignoramus. Gotcha. And you should keep knowledge is power. Star. You have to have knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Boris.
Have a great one. Take care.
Thank you. Oh, we're having a good discussion here today. Janet, I see you in the queue. Janet, sit tight. Got to bring in the homie. Rob Lowe, are you there, sir? Good afternoon on a Wednesday. Rob Lowe.
Salute, Star. Salute. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Have you been hearing some of the broadcasts with regards to Juelz?
Yes, man. Yes, two callers have summed it up beautifully.
Come on.
And Boris was one of them.
Come on.
But I'll start with Professor James Smalls.
Okay.
I kind of heard what he said. I've been listening to James Smalls along with others, along with other Black intellectuals or whatever you want to call them, pseudo hustlers, whatever. I've been listening to his lectures for years. Him and what's the guy, Jeffries, John
Professor Leonard,
and many
Professor.
Yeah.
Leonard.
Professor
Jeffries.
Leonard Jeffries. Yes. And my man Ultimatic. So I go back with them. But the one thing that I want to say, and I'm gonna be brief about that. The one thing I'm gonna say about that is that the one thing that all these Black revolutionaries trying to push forward, trying to make it happen, the one thing they have not tried is to retie that knot that was undone when we were brought over here and systematically done through Jim Crow and segregation and all other stuff, is to come back together. The young and the old have to come back together. The light and the dark have to come back together. And that's the one thing that has not officially been tried. And I'm gonna leave it there because I know how you feel about, certain things that were said and certain people's input and Pan-Africanism and tethers and all of that stuff. But the way that I see it is that, yeah, some of them, they come over here and they want to be white or live white or try to act like they're better.
Okay.
But that's a misunderstanding on their part. This is not going to work, what people are trying to do, trying to go forward to either better the race, better the foundation of the race. It's not going to happen unless.
Can I jump in, Rob Lowe?
Because we need to strengthen numbers.
Can I jump in, Rob Lowe?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Race is a social construct, So with regards to what you've said, and I can respect what you've said, I do believe in the foundational Black American realization, awakening, movement, if you will. Too many times have we been shown examples by Caribbeans and others, and this is not to attack them. they have made it clear that they have no interest in aligning themselves with foundational Black Americans. Are you familiar with Ann Coulter?
Yes, I am.
One of
my
favorite writers. One of my favorite writers. Years ago, she spoke about foundational Black Americans are owed reparations, if anything. Ann Coulter, for those who don't know, she said we don't owe, and she was from my white people. We don't owe the immigrants. We don't owe the gays. Now people are just now circulating that clip or that footage online about what Ann Coulter said decades ago. So I just want to say all of that with regards to the again, civil war. Do you think it's a civil war, or is it just friction at this point in time? Rob Lowe.
Absolutely, it's a civil war.
Okay.
And people like, now we can segue over to the Juelz Santana. But Boris said it beautifully. But first of all, when he said people ain't going to need to read, these young kids ain't going to need to read, there is proof to that because there's technology. But that was not his intent. His intent is...
Well, I'm sorry. Go back. Boris said they do need to read. He spoke about the necessity.
No. I said Boris summed it up beautifully.
Okay.
I agree with everything that Boris said.
Okay.
I'm talking about Juelz Santana.
Okay.
I said that he is right to a degree, but that's what niggas do. Niggas play that double edged. Well, if that wasn't what it was, then why did you do that anyway? See, I'm right. See, with niggas, right is right, wrong is right, wrong is right. It doesn't matter. As long as they are on the side of it, they plant a flag in it, and they try to justify why wrong is right. Now, what I'm saying about him is that when he said we don't need to read no more, he's not saying that because of AI and all of that. That's what he's using to make his point. But what he's saying is that, yo, you don't need to be smart. You can be like me and be dumb smart. I'm dumb smart and I'm good. I use common sense. Well, if you knew common sense, then can you explain to me your contract? Because those Jews handing out those contracts, they not listening to AI. They reading, they're writing, they're also using math to sum up how much of a percentage you are not going to get. They're also averaging out your life of when they plan on removing you from the situation and how much money they're not going to give your mother and your children. That's reading and math. See, when you read...
Hold on a second, Rob Lowe. Hold on, stay right there. Janet, I'm coming to you next. Hang on, Janet, please don't leave. Stay there. Okay. Rob, can you land your plane? Go ahead.
Yes. You need reading in order to expand your mind. That's why they say reading the book is better than watching the movie.
Okay.
Because it makes your mind expand into creativity, into other things. You see, it's because people read that, a lawyer reads the contract. What do niggas do? Nah, just give that to the lawyer. What does it say? What does that say? What does that mean? And how you going to understand legalese by listening to a recording? It's not up to a teacher to teach you these things. It's up to your parents.
Gotcha.
Your parents send you to school, not for the teacher to raise you. I'll land the plane right there. It's a much bigger topic, but
thank
salute,
you,
Star.
Yes, sir. Okay.
No doubt.
Rob Lowe tapping in. Good man right there. Well, good afternoon, Janet. Good to hear from you. You sent me an email this morning. I didn't get a chance to respond. Hey, Janet.
Hey, Star. I don't think I sent an email this morning, probably yesterday.
Okay, well, I opened it this morning. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
What's cracking?
All right. How are you?
I'm alive. Janet, niggas are having strokes out here like Childish Gambino. Niggas are on all sorts of prescription medication. And here I am.
Well, you are truly blessed, Brother Star.
Peace, Queen. Where do you want to start? Come on, Queen. Let's go.
Okay, where I want to start is what's this guy named Juelz Santana?
Juelz.
Juelz Santana. Okay,
So here's the thing. He said kids don't need to read or won't need to read in the future.
That's not
That's
not exactly what he said. You're paraphrasing, but I'm not going to play the video per se. But go ahead. I'll read it after you finish speaking. What he said.
Okay, so going on that theory, I think he's wrong because he don't understand that letterings or symbols. Lettering and numbers and picture grabs and all these things are symbols, and you must understand the symbols of things, all right, and the root of where they come from to understand where you're going or what you're doing here in this earth. And then you have to have stored knowledge. Knowledge is stored using symbols. So the things that he knows today, whether it's great or little or whatever, somewhere in between, he learned it from stored symbolism, from reading. Reading is the interpretation of symbolism. And so...
Can I jump in, Janet? Can I jump in? Okay. Symbols and other things in terms of comprehension go back thousands of years before the English language. I'm not giving Juelz Santana too much credit because he does have a very sketchy past. But let's get beyond him. Again, we've been sitting here talking for over 2 hours about a lot of things to come in the future, things in the past, different things that science will present. Let's not just focus on him. You're a mother. You're a grandmother too, yes?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I forgot. Do you acknowledge that in the very near future, there will be a different form of not just communication, but teaching? We're exploring other planets, other universes. There's going to be something different. Would you not agree?
Methods and base are two different things. As we speak today, our language derives from many thousand years ago. Many words became different and whatever, and here we are today. So just like when you code, if you're talking binary, hexadecimal, or ASCII, those are interpreting thoughts. Those are still symbolism. People, even if you're saying, oh, it's going to be AI and whatever, that AI is based on symbolism, which is based on stuff that happened millenniums ago. Okay, so it's going forward. No matter what you do, you still have the base, and you have to understand the base.
Okay.
If you don't understand the base, then you don't know where you're going in the future.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be able to interpret or decipher these symbolisms. So whether you're talking math or you're talking ASCII or you're talking binary, whatever you're or coding, whatever you're speaking of, you have to be able to decipher so you can grow. So it is some type of education or some type of knowledge that has to be needed in the future.
Okay. So is it fair?
That's the only thing I'm saying.
Is it fair to say that Juelz Santana and others like him will be left behind?
I think the hierarchy of human beings is reverting back to the Stone Ages.
Okay.
Because once you take away a group or mass ability to learn or conceptualize things for their own good, you're able to control them. And then we see that, as I say, everything is still based in the past. If we see that, we go back to slavery in America. We can even go back to the root word Slavic. Once a person...
You think the white man's going to go back to the Stone Ages, or will he find a way to get rid of and exterminate those who cannot comprehend and understand? Let's get right there, because I can appreciate you going back to the root of the words, and you've been quoted as saying, we taught white people how to bathe, we taught them math, jazz. Let's fast forward. Is the white man gonna going to allow you to just take over the Browning of America, or is he going to fight you for it, Janet?
No, what I'm saying is this is a method of war. This is a method of war.
Yeah.
If you have masses, if you look at any grouping of people, the ones that had knowledge that can interpret and can communicate with each other using symbols and things as such where the mass could not, they were in control. So if you go in the future and you say, okay, these people don't need to understand these symbolisms, these people don't need to know how to interpret, then those that do will be, as in today, will be their leaders.
I'm sorry, Jen, I have to cut in. Can you stay right there? Pow, is that you? 516? Who's on the line? 516?
Hi, Star.
Hey, hold on a second. I thought you were Pal. I'm coming to you next. Hold on. Stay there. Okay, Jan, I'm sorry. Okay, so Janet, let's round this up. You say Juelz Santana is an idiot. What are you saying? Land your plane.
Well, I'm saying is he's given, if from what I think he's saying, he's given dangerous information. His influence right now is counterproductive, not only to the Black race, but to humanity as its own, because it can't work like that. You're bringing us back to the Stone Ages. You're bringing us back to, you have the elites and you have the underlings.
Can I ask you a question, Janet? Have people in America been miseducated with regards to history? Have we been sold propaganda?
Yes, we have.
Sold propaganda, and we had a poor understanding. But yet and still, we could read. We could read books, and we could, the books turn into films, and we thought we knew every goddamn thing. And here comes AI now. Here comes AI translating Adolf Hitler. Uh-oh. Now, I'm not co-signing him, but I'm saying now AI translate what he was actually saying. But you and I and others like us, we were taught one thing. Now AI comes along and translate what the man was saying. Were we misinformed and miseducated, even though we could read? Janet.
1,000%. That goes back to the etymology of wording and symbolisms.
Okay.
If those that control these things and edit the way they want us to interpret it, they can keep us bound down. And so now that life is getting easier with the computers and everything, and people saying, okay, I can find out this history in 5 minutes. But sometimes that history is deliberately misinterpreted. And if you don't understand the symbolisms that are used in these,
I got you.
In these feedbacks you get,
you'll be left behind.
You will be lost.
Okay.
You will be lost. So this is why I'm saying it is important.
Janet, I got to take other calls. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Thank you, Janet.
All righty.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry, it's not night. She always says night. Whew, we're having a good discussion here. Hey there, 516, thank you for your patience. The topic, Juelz Santana is right. Kids don't need to read today or read traditional books. What say you?
Yeah, I absolutely disagree with him. Okay. Malcolm X didn't graduate from college. He didn't graduate from high school, but that man left the world being the greatest debater this world had ever known because he was a reader. You know, JFK was a clown in college. His father paid his way through college, getting him out of trouble, but he became serious about his education through reading and his travels. You know, Santana may be wrong about, he is wrong about not reading, but he may be onto something if he would have said you don't need a formal education, meaning a traditional education, a college education. I have my BA, but if I had it to do all over again, I would still do it because it was a personal choice. But I don't think college is necessary if you're a reader. Star, you're a very learned man. Farrakhan is a very learned man. You say you didn't graduate from high school, but you can't, no one can tell. You know, Farrakhan didn't graduate from college, but no one can tell. You need to read. How are you going to defend your race of people against white people when you know they're saying the wrong thing, but you can't put the words together because you haven't read? You can't tell former President Joe Biden that it was wrong to use George Washington in your speech because and uplifting George Washington because it's insulting to black people because that man owned 350 slaves. He was a slave master.
Right.
Don't bring those first 12 presidents up to black people, uplifting slave owners to black people. Don't do that. Right. It's insulting. You know, you don't salute the mustache man because everything will be shut down and you know it. So you can't have a healthy debate if you're not a reader. And that's what I wanted to say.
Can I jump in?
Of course.
Well, salute to you for getting your degree. I wish I had gone to college because I wasted a lot of years running around with whores, thieves, killers, lowlifes, and degenerates. I wish I had applied myself, but I chose a different path. I mean, I've done well for myself, and I will say that. But who knows? I could have went further if I had gone to the institutions of learning like you did and applied yourself. I recommend college for people because, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, you intertwine with people who have similar interest, and you can, have relationships. You can network that will take you 20, 30, 40 years into the future. I'm a go-getter. I'm a self-made man. And I with the exception of a couple of people who, assisted me, I didn't need a quote-unquote network, but I think a network is a great thing. I just want to say all that. Now, with regards to Juelz Santana, yeah, I think he's on to something. Like you said, he maybe could have phrased it different. But can we look into the future in terms of what will be taught? Are you a mother, a parent?
I am not.
Okay, nor am I. I tried, to be a father, walked kids to school, tried to help them with homework and stuff like that. And my own selfish reasons, I just said, this ain't what I want. This ain't what I want.
Right. I agree.
but there's going to be something in the future, that is totally different from what we have been taught and what we know. Not that you have to agree with me. I just want to say all that. You can either land your plane on that or the showrunner, the FBA Civil War.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'd like to say about the foundational Black American Civil War. I hope that Black people, I hope that FBAs don't fall for whoever's trying to create the Civil War. And I think I have a feeling who's behind that, because every time Black people get somewhere regarding our movement, there's always someone infiltrating that and having us destroy each other and breaking the movement apart. I just want to say that FBA may be a lineage, but slavery is a legacy that allows Black people to stomp around America and say proudly that no other race of people other than the Native American has a greater claim on this country than Black people. Though the Native Americans now on social media telling me that they beat us over the head for land because we were here first. So I don't know. I have to research that. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. Thank you, Star.
Thank you so much for your call. Thank you. Everybody sit tight. Al Tariq, peace. Yes, Al Tariq, I've seen that. Please don't start sending me Adolf Hitler speeches translated. I've seen them all, sir. So I'm as old as dust. I read Mein Kampf and other things back in the 80s. I even dated 4 or 5 girlfriends who translated certain things for me. Thank you, Al Tariq. But I will not be playing that on this show here, sir. Okay, hold on a second. Hang on a second. Big Elvis, can I call you after this show? Guys, also, I need to ask the question. Did Advo get deported? Advo, the comedian. Tether number 4. Where is Advo? 3 trolls, I don't know if they're trolls, sent me emails saying Advo was deported. Advo, are you out there? Advo, are you okay? Do we need to check on him? Does he have a GoFundMe? If he got deported, we got to help get him back over here. That's my nigga for real, for real. Anybody know? Rob Lowe says he's out of here. Advo, are you okay? Yeah, Advo, the comedian, DoorDashian, Tether number 4. Somebody let me know. Hold on a second. Someone has been in the queue here very patiently. Area code 876. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 876.
Yeah, man. Bless up, star.
Bless up,
star.
Bless up, sir. How are you?
I want to weigh in on what Mr. Juelz Santana said.
Okay.
And I want to base it on 2 very cliche but very true phrases that I was raised on. Reading is fundamental and knowledge is power. Right? And when I was coming up in school, I actually taught not just reading, but reading comprehension. Right. That was a separate subject. Right. And I noticed that throughout time after I graduated and I started to kind of keep my eye on what was going on in schools, they started to just teach the test. So there was no really learning taking place. And reading sparks the brain cells that make you ask questions, make you do research, and say, okay, you just don't accept what is told to you. Right. So if you're going to not read and just, rely on AI, then they basically control your narrative, not you. And I don't think, like other callers have said, maybe he said it wrong. Right. And I tend to agree where you don't rely on the system, so to speak. You get your own information. Right. But they just flat out say, do not read, do not learn how to see letters on a screen and comprehend what is in front of you. That's just blasphemy. That's insane.
Can I jump in? Can I jump
No problem.
in? Okay. I just want to make sure that people know exactly what Juelz Santana said. He was doing an interview with No Funny SHIT podcast. I'm not going to spell it out. He was asked what's more important to children to learn, reading or math. And he responded. Then he said, they don't really need to know how to read. He said math, pardon me. Nowadays, you can listen to a book. So he wasn't saying, you don't need to educate yourself. He didn't say that. He didn't say you don't need to find ways to elevate your mind. He did say he believes children don't necessarily need to learn how to read traditional books. So I don't know if you heard the show earlier, but we went through this whole thing of, is cursive writing even necessary anymore? And then we started talking about things with regards to how young people in schools, how they learn. And you're right, he might be the wrong person because of his past, but I just want to see if we can finish up with regards to the future, or maybe the future won't even happen if people can't read. What say you?
Well, I joined the show late. I joined when Rob Lowe was on the line, so I missed all of that, but I'll listen to the recap. The future is very questionable because I don't think they want very many independent thinkers in the future. So, they will put people out to push a narrative to say, knowledge is bad. And, it's a waste of time. Like convenience is a double-edged sword. Because AI is going to help a lot of people, including myself, who lost his vision 10 years ago. Like technology has been a game changer for me.
Okay.
But it also dumbs down and makes you lazy as far. Even like when smartphones and all that came in, smartphones, GPS and all that, you don't have to memorize numbers. You don't have to memorize directions. Like the brain, like to begin with, we use like 0.3% of our brain capacity. And I figured when I started to study this, that with time, we would evolve and start to unlock. But it seems like the opposite is happening. Because, you know, like I said, critical thinkers who ask questions, who buck back against what's going on as opposed to just accepting it, like they are going to be an Achilles heel to what the quote unquote future is going to be. You know, George Carlin said it best. They don't want critical thinkers. They want obedient workers.
Right. Right.
So
can I jump in? Stay with me. Stay with me. So you
no problem. No problem.
Are you legally blind or you cannot see at all?
I initially had glaucoma and then it just deteriorated and went and now it's completely gone. So yeah, I'm in the dark. But I have adjusted, I have accepted it. And again, technology, and especially with the AI that's coming in now, like I just got these Meta Ray-Ban glasses. And when you like log into the network, I can basically ask it anything that's around me and it will tell me.
So if I with all due respect, so now you can have a fat butt woman standing in stiletto heels in front of you. You can put on some type of head unit, and then AI can show you or put an image in your brain. You can then put your hands on her fat ass and her legs, and it's almost like the real thing.
Either, you know,
isn't technology beautiful?
Yeah, when I was in LA, I would say, "Hey, I can't see you. Can I feel it?
Wow.
Can I feel what you look like?" So I mean, my whole thing is, I'm not gonna play the victim.
Right.
You know, and
technology has helped you, whereas you know some people will look at a woman, you know, with natural eyesight, and they don't get as aroused as you might. I'm just, you know, we're just talking.
Well, I've been a pervert since day one, so there's that. But like even as regards to books, I have read more books in the last 10 years than the last 36 that I was on this planet.
Okay.
And it's like, I'm not really a fan of the Braille thing. So like the audiobooks are a good benefit, but I'm not just listening. I'm tuned in.
Right. Okay.
And I pay attention, and then I ask questions and I research my research.
Okay. Right. I appreciate the
But
call.
yeah, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Appreciate your show.
Yes, sir.
Enough respect.
Thank
You're done
you.
now.
Enough respect. Tiffany, is that you on a Wednesday afternoon? Tiffany?
Hey, Star, how you doing?
Hey, I got myself some water and I'm refreshed. Where do you want to start?
I wanted good topics today.
Thank you.
I wanted to talk about where we are now.
Okay.
Like I understand where Juelz was coming from, you know, maybe in the way that he said it, or just, you know, what they say, right message, wrong messenger. But I wanted to talk about the context of, let's say, this word of the year, 6-7, right?
Okay.
And how it relates to the new generation and how they've added it to dictionary.com. And the generation play a major role in what's hip, what's new, what's current. And sometimes, it's out with, oh, they really don't want to hear it, even though we know that reading is, in fact, fundamental, and it opens worlds that wouldn't otherwise exist.
Okay.
And I was always taught that, you know, when I was young. My mom was a big advocate of the library and always being able to read and literacy. And it's unfortunate when we look at the numbers of adults.
Hang on a second, Tiffany. Somebody in the live chat said, love the Philly accent. Could you please correct them? Tell them you're not from Philly.
Yes, I'm not from Philly. I used to live in Philly at one point in time, but I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
BMO.
And from BMO.
Right.
And I always try to to speak clearly, because I know that if I do, in fact, go in,
right.
is to be like, what she saying? But but then even when we're talking,
let's get back
talking
to
about just the language, the English language, and even how that was spread from British the language, and how we pick up so much of their culture, how it has permeated into the United States and all over. But I just wanted to bring up that point, and the younger generation, and how they play a major part in how we communicate. And even though most people are irritated by that whole 6-7 notion, you do find yourself saying it, especially if you are surrounded by the younger people. And so I think it's important that we acknowledge how it's always.
Hold on a second, Tiffany. You are a mother. You have homeschooled your son. Can you speak to education now, and how soon the implementation of AI is changing things? The implementation of AI.
I think that we don't have an idea or clue how fast and rapidly it will infiltrate into our homes and classrooms, and it already has. My son decided that he wanted to go back into the classroom this school year. And just from a parental observation perspective, the kids are out of control. And from my opinion, I believe that a lot of them would be more readily apt to receive knowledge from a robot. And no disrespect to any parents who are active in their children's lives, but the attention span and just the way that they are learning is just on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Even when it comes to iPad junkies and screen time, and how they're always using their fingers, and they're just learning at a different pace, in a different way. And how we used to captivate them is becoming very antiquated.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call in. What's going on Doug Life on your YouTube?
Doug Life. I would just ask people that they continue to subscribe and like. I will be having more content, and we'll be going live in the next week or two. So I have another episode coming, and just will drop different little gems, even if they're like little, just short previews of what goes on in the life of Master Dog Groomer. And also wanted to bring that up as well. My usage of the word Doug, that's how we pronounce it. In Baltimore, we have we say Doug, or just certain things. So it was a whole play on that. So thank you for letting me talk. I wish you again a happy holiday, and I'll be seeing you. You too. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Take care, Tiffany. All right. Timestamp Tiffany. She does the timestamps. Hold on a second. We have a new member. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Deeds has informed me that through the holidays, we're going to be doing a couple of shows for members only. Let you know right now, or subscriber mode only, or something. I don't fully know. But yeah. Thank you for joining the channel. Okay. All right, Big Elvis, I got your email. I'll call you after the show, sir. Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. Okay. Alejandro, good to hear from you, sir. Okay. Fillmore. Wow, I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you okay, Fillmore? Do you want to chime in on the topic? Juelz Santana. Juelz Santana, what he said on the podcast. I'm not going to keep repeating it because it's a profanity word, the algorithms. Anybody want to speak candidly, I'll let you land your plane. Did I read that donation? Yes, I did. Deeds, how are we doing? Did we meet the goal? Do I need to promote the goal more? Holy smokes. You know what I want to talk about here for a second? Give me a second, because older people on social media, right? I've mentioned this before. Older people on social media do the most, and the older people are the ones who honestly can be more irritating than the younger people. You should not be in your 50s, definitely not in your 60s, doing things for clout on social media. You should be living the life of someone who has achieved things, acquired a certain amount of wealth, and you should be content with that. You should be more concerned with taking care of your grandbabies or something with your children or something, I don't know, traveling. You should not be concerned with clout chasing. I'm not going to get into the details, but I had to cut somebody off recently. And I just shook my head and I said, God damn. Really? Not going to give the details because a lot of people from my past do watch the show, and I make it a history of not talking about people, especially if they haven't spoken reckless about me. Let me look in the live chat. Anybody understand what I'm saying? I'm Clout Daddy for the show, for the content. I prepare and I make sure that I'm knowledgeable with regards to what I'm talking about. I'm talking about on another level, just doing what we used to say, game goofy stuff. If you're a nobody, you're a nobody. Be happy to be a nobody. Be happy to be someone who has lived a life and you have survived certain things. You have avoided the penitentiary. Nobody split your head to the white meat when they could have, and maybe they should have. Does that make sense? I just wanted to say all that. Sheesh. Go to area code 215. Hey, thank you for your patience. Are you there? 215, Wednesday afternoon?
Yo, what's good, Troy? What's happening with you?
I'm good, sir. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Chronic. I'll be in the chat room a lot.
How can I help you?
I wanted to talk on both topics, whatever one you wanted to get at first.
Well, Juelz Santana, sir, did you see what he said on the podcast? That's our main topic.
Yeah. I look at it like this with the reading thing. They're not promoting reading because of what one of your callers just said. Like, it opens up another whole world. Like, when I first started reading on my own, you called me a reading nigga plenty of times before in the past when I called.
Okay.
And the first book I read, like on my own, not a school making me do it, was Malcolm X Speaks. Not Malcolm X's autobiography, but Malcolm X Speaks. It was a collection of his speeches. And he talked about things that I never heard about before. And this is me, I'm like in 6th grade.
Okay.
So then I started going to the bookstore, and then I started seeing the things that he was talking about, which made me want to go get those books and then go to the library. Like, so when you promote reading to kids, and I got children, and my children, I put books in their hands when, it was just pictures in the books. And then you just get used to having a book. And then they want to go to the bookstore, and then they get enticed by things that they like at the bookstore. Right. And then books open your world up. They open and just like traveling. I'm sure Juelz Santana has been around the world because he was an international music star. But if you don't have the ability or the money to go to those places, you can go to those places through books. And then you could say, well, I'm interested in this. You could learn about wars. You could learn about plagues. Like you was just talking about the Black Plague. You could learn about cooking. You could learn about anything if you just walk into a library or a bookstore because you read something similar to what I did as a kid. Like I picked up the Message to the Black Man. Before I was even in high school, I'm reading the Message to the Black Man because Malcolm X was talking about Elijah Muhammad in the first book that I ever read on my own. So and then that expands your mind into Islam. It expands your mind into African consciousness and Pan-Africanism, which will lead me into what we're talking about now, which was your second topic, which is James Small, Professor James Small, and Tariq Nasheed. James Small was an educator. I think he was in the Cooney system. I believe he was in the Sunni system or the Cooney system, and he's been a historian for years. I think you would have to have 3 cells in your brain to think that somebody like Tariq Nasheed isn't control opposition. Like, how could he not be? How could Tariq?
Well, sir, if you have proof, that's one thing. I don't take shots at other channels. You know that. It's just not what I want to do at my age. It's not that I can't.
If I had,
hang on, sir. It's not that I can't put my foot on the gas, but I just don't do that. Sometimes when people get older and they do that, it's goofy. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I wouldn't, because it's dangerous what Tariq Nasheed is doing.
If you have proof, send it to me. If you have proof,
I'm just going to go by
CIA operative.
I'm not saying that he's a CIA operative. I definitely don't think that he is a CIA operative. But because I watched the whole interview with James Small and the African brother, and he was insinuating that he's being funded by something. Okay. I mean, that's the topic that we on. Like, I mean, why would you be a Pan-Africanist in one state, and then 5 years later you're against Pan-Africanism? Like, that doesn't make sense. It means that you're obviously grifting. You're obviously trying to do something that you weren't doing in the past.
Well, listen, I can appreciate what you're saying. If you have proof, send it to me. But again, I want to hear from you with regards to either the showrunner, but let's go back to Juelz Santana for a second, and salute to everything you said, your kids and developing their minds. Would you consider yourself to be a successful husband, a father? You spoke about books inspiring you. Would you consider yourself to be successful?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a bragger. Like, my kids aren't unsuccessful.
Okay.
My kids graduated college.
Nice.
You know, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm better than anybody else, because I had different experiences that other people had. So I don't judge people like that. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that what I did for my kids and what happened further with them. They became interested in different things because I used to take them to Barnes and Nobles. Nice. Because I used to take them to Borders Books.
Nice.
I used to take them to the library, and we just used to sit and chill at the library. Like, you know.
So let me jump in. I think you're the perfect person to answer this, and I can appreciate everything you've said. But is there not a new form of learning right around the corner in the not too distant future? Never mind Juelz Santana, never mind him. Is there something that we need to have some type of understanding that's coming? I mean, I'm a science fiction reader, but I'm not a parent. I can't say to you, oh, you know, I learned something new from my third grader today. Can you speak to that? And
of course.
Then I'll let you finish up with the showrunner, please.
Of course, there's something that we should be prepared for coming. But I believe one of your other callers said it. I don't remember which one. It might have been you that said it.
I want to hear from you, sir. Never mind anybody else.
Well, I agree with I agree with what was said.
Okay.
You don't know who's programming the AI. So the AI is dangerous for that alone. Like, you can go get a book that might cost $1,000. It might cost $1,200 just for one book, because the information in there you can't find anywhere else. And that, just like you said, it might have sources in that book that will lead you to other books. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not a situation where we can't accept AI, but we should not throw away basic reading and learning the old-fashioned way as well, because AI can be programmed. I mean, I
don't think Juelz was saying that. I don't think he was saying that, to be fair.
Well, the question was, is math, what's more important, math or reading? Yeah. I do believe that reading is more important than math.
Oh.
Because you have to know how to read. Just like one of your callers said, you got to learn how to read. You have to know how to read to do a word problem.
Gotcha. You want to finish up on the showrunner, the Civil War, or no?
No. You said I needed proof for Tariq Nasheed to be control opposition, but
Listen,
I do believe that he is controlled
I'm
opposition.
not protecting anybody, but, what I'm not going to do is just, slander somebody, defamation. People getting sued out here, but I thank you for the call, man.
Peace.
Speaking of people getting sued, guys, what's going on with Milagro and Megan Thee Stallion? Is the case over? What happened? What the hell? Peace, Shabon. Star, you're doing a great job. We don't protect anybody, but don't put yourself in the line of fire for a lawsuit. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. Only bum ass niggas who hide behind fake EBIs think somebody won't. Yo, why don't you talk about? Well, why don't you, nigga? Why don't you talk about it? Put your face out there and send me a link. The days of hiding are gone. Stop all that hiding. Get out there. Make a video. Go in on the Jews and show your face. Don't be scared. Hang on a second. Deed sent me a text message. Okay. Jury begins deliberations in Megan Thee Stallion defamation case 5 hours ago. Okay, so they're deliberating. Okay, thank you, Deeds. Yeah. Is it Menencia? Star, your pedigree is well proven. You don't have to prove nothing again. Yeah, listen, I don't mind, giving a couple of bars every now and then. Thank you, Dawn. Courtney, I got your email. Courtney says, the fact that you have to keep explaining what Juelz meant shows people don't comprehend when listening. So they shouldn't be so up in arms about reading neither. Shaking my head. People listen to respond, not to understand. Thank you, Courtney. In the world of radio and television, they consider the urban audience to be scattered listeners. Do you guys know that? I've told you this before. I learned that back in, late 80s, mid to late 80s, doing marketing and promotion at WEA, Warner Electra Atlantic, long before I got to the radio. I used to publish a magazine, and I couldn't get certain ads in the magazine because the ad agencies didn't feel that my product, related to a certain demographic. They call you scattered listeners, meaning you hear what you want to hear. You hear little snippets and pieces. And then when I got to radio, I learned that's true. You pick up the phone and somebody would say, yo, something totally different from what you were talking about. And you say, no, that's not what we said. Oh, I thought you said, no, it's not what we said. Click. I used to get so annoyed sometimes. That's why I would bang on people. It wasn't because I was trying to be a comedian. I'm not funny. I would just say, Jesus Christ, did you not hear what we just said? Hang on a second, guys. Is that Suleiman tapping in Wednesday afternoon? Suleiman. Oh, here we go.
DJ.
How are you, man?
I'm here. Good luck. I'm
having trouble hearing you, Suleiman. Can you make the adjustments?
I'm great. I'm blessed.
What's going on, sir?
I'm blessed.
Peace. How are you?
I'm great.
How are you, man?
I'm all right. Interesting topic you got, man.
Two topics. Juelz Santana.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying he's right.
You hear me?
He's right. Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
It's like, I don't know why I was going to think that reading is not fundamental and not detrimental,
Come on.
You know what I mean? Education, you can hear something somebody say, and that's good. But one day, you're going to better or higher education you want to, you're going to have to read something. So it's impossible for you to be able to retain something that's so massive and great and impressive that you can just retain it in your mind. You know what I mean? It's just, even God produced and told Moses to write and produce on write down. It's just the magnificent. Islam, God swore by the pen. He said a good student, a good.
I'm not mystified, but do people really pay attention to the word? The word. Do they study? Do they study the word? Do they misinterpret? Hang on, Suleiman. Since you went there, do they misinterpret the word?
All the time. We overdo it and take it too far. We think we know better. The only thing mercy is always just for us. Forgiveness only for us. We arrogant, title, selfish. God want to be changed.
I have to ask you, Suleiman, with all due respect, are you grooving? Because it's kind of early in the day. You usually call in late night grooving. Are you grooving now?
I'm enjoying it. It's over. You know what time it is? Turkey time. I don't even know what team is playing. I don't know what the Giants is playing.
Say again.
I'm just glad Max B is free. I'm glad you healthy. You're in the hospital.
Can you come closer to the phone, Suleiman? We can't hear you. Come closer, please.
I said I'm so glad you're healthy. You back now in the hospital right now. I'm so worried. I don't know where you was at. I'm glad. So what's thing just popped out and told us where you was at? I forgot who the brother was. He popped out and told us stars, okay, body block guys. I was so happy. I knew something was going on. I was so happy. He said something. I was like, okay, good. Then you popped out and said something. I was like, okay, good. All right.
Suleiman, now listen, man. I don't want to accuse you of nothing. Are you leaning? What's going on with you, man? You sound like you grooving, man. It's not even 6 o'clock. What's cracking?
That's natural, man. I'm good, man. I'm telling you.
Natural.
Natural right now. I'm not grooving. Right. I'm gonna actually have ready. I'm ready for round 2 of my life right now. I'm ready to step it up for my grandkids and then notch right now.
Okay.
And for my community.
So let me go back for a second. You spoke about reading. Do you remember Riff? Reading is fundamental. Remember that back in the days and all those cartoons Saturday afternoon? I'm just a bill, only a bill, and I'm sitting on Capitol Hill. Remember all that, or is that too far back?
That is important, man. It's no joke, man. You know, check out West Coast Conjure and Sun, though. You got to the old hip hop with the West Tribe Called Quest and learn something, man.
I'm talking about the 70s, not Tribe Called Quest.
So
listen,
you feel it? You don't feel the vibe coming back? Old school hip hop?
Huh?
That real hip hop? You don't feel that real hip hop coming back right now?
Okay. Suleiman,
emotion,
I gotta take other calls, man. Salute.
All right, salute, yo, bless.
That's my guy right there. Who's that on the screen there? Hold on, everybody sit tight. Star, can you leave this show up? I got off work. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I celebrate holidays. Yes, I do. Rob Lowe. Okay, he said, what is it, Suleiman? What? This nigga drinking, rubbing alcohol. I like talking to Suleiman. He's a smart man. Can you guys sit tight on the phones? I'm coming to you shortly. Anybody remember those old cartoons? I'm just a bill. Reading Rainbow, huh? Did that stuff help anybody? Oh my God. Oh, I shouldn't tell you this story. Let me scroll back up here. Oh, wow. Somebody talking hella crazy. Hey, Lydia, good to hear from you. Okay. Is it Money Mar? Money Mar says Suleiman off that pancakes and syrup. He definitely from Philly. Sit tight. Someone says that was a very annoying call. No, I mean, sometimes it's good to break up the monotony. Are we almost done here? Wow, we hit the 3-hour mark. Deeds, how we doing with the goal? Did we make the goal? I want to give away some free promotion in the community section. If you guys have banners, if you don't have a banner, we'll make a banner for you. We do have to charge you for the banner, but we're trying to get new banners in rotation for the ending of this show and the beginning of the show. How are we doing with the goal? Deeds? Deeds might be doing her food prep for Thanksgiving. I think she said she had to check out early. Is Deeds still in the live chat? Najee Speaks. Wait a minute. Najee Speaks says, blame Jay-Z and who else? And subsequently Lil Wayne. They don't write their rhymes. They come from the top of the dome. People believe that and mimic. Okay, I appreciate the donation. I don't know. I'm not sure how to respond to that, but maybe everything doesn't need a response. Hang on a second. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Sending big love from the Boogie Down, Schoolhouse Rock. The Boogie Down. Hold on a second. Star, are you going to? Nixon Keith. Hang on a second. Star, how are you going to find a effing job if you can't read, write, or follow instructions? Well, that's a good point. But in the future, will a job be an option? Or will you be fighting for your life? Will you be fighting synthetic life forms just for scraps of food? What do you mean a job? Might you want to call in? Phone number's on the screen. See, listen, I'm 75 years into the future. Go read Philip K. Dick. We Can Build You. Job? When people talk about, how you going to read the contract? Contract? Who are you going to sign a contract with in the future? Or aren't you going to be some type of owner? Job? Hold on a second. Rob Lowe 2000. Area code 314. Good afternoon. Please watch the language extended show. Are you there? 314.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Juelz Santana, I think he is both right and wrong.
Okay.
I think there are multiple ways to gain knowledge, especially to read, and it makes things easier and accessible. I'm a special education teacher.
Okay.
And I have a lot of knowledge about dyslexia and executive functioning and all of that. So it is important for people to have access to the knowledge. But they still need to be taught how to read.
Okay.
Especially if they're Black. I think Black kids need to have...
Your phone's going in and out. I want to hear everything you're saying. Okay, I just want to say
can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're an educator, and you said especially Black kids need to read. Is that what you said?
They need to have every advantage.
Come on.
Every single advantage.
Come on.
Because right now, the way that the testing is to get into these institutions of learning that are sought after, that hasn't changed. You still need to be able to read to do that. Okay. I also think like a little piece of what he said about the math was true, because a lot of colleges look at your transcripts to see what's the highest level of math you've taken, and that raises your chances. So I think he was right and wrong.
Yeah, okay, but I don't know exactly which call that was, but I don't want to just kick his back and condemn him, because a lot of us have friends, family members, sons, nephews like Juelz Santana. They may not articulate their words the best, but we can't just kick his back in because he's made some mistakes. I've got family, I've got friends whose sons have gone totally off the rails in different directions, the penitentiary, and you have to understand, hey, maybe they just are trying to say something that is, it's not coming out right. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. I think he was trying to say something and didn't come out all the way right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I also think that when you read, like someone else mentioned, the critical thinking is such a big part of it. Writing, there's a lot of science behind handwriting and the importance of handwriting for kids with memory and just general understanding, and the cursive writing too. So when we think about the literacy rates going down, a lot of that, in my opinion, has to do with the fact that we don't teach reading and writing explicitly anymore in any schools. And so for all kids, that's an issue. For the white kids who I teach, who have a lot of access to money, their parents have them all in private tutoring to be taught explicitly how to read and write. They spend a lot of money on that. And so that's not something that is obsolete. I think if we decide as a culture, I'm talking about Black people, that that's not a priority, I think that would be a big mistake because no one else is making that decision and we have to compete with the rest of the world.
Can I jump in?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are 100% right. But I'm just asking because, again, I'm not a parent. So the curriculums and the way that AI will be teaching the kids, from my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, AI and these algorithms are biased. So they're not going to give Black kids the, what's the right word here? They're not going to be patient. They're not going to give them the chances that they may give an Asian student, an East Indian. Is that fair to say, the bias AI teaching?
Oh, yeah. And then they change the rules on you, too. So, like, a lot of the tests are online now. But what happens is all of these accessible tools that we use for kids in the classroom, like speech to text and audiobooks and all of that, that's not available on all tests. You can use it, but it will invalidate your scores. So it just kicks you out completely. So they still have all these like technicalities that if you use those things, you're automatically kicked out. But I will say, I was thinking about this, that I will be at a certain age telling kids, like, I remember when I was in school and there were teachers in the classroom. I had a physical teacher in the classroom. I think for the bulk of people, and that might be the case moving forward, like as we get a lot older, I would say like in about 40 years, because there's a teacher shortage and there's this AI boom. So it just makes sense. But I will also say that I don't ever see that happening for kids who have a lot of access and whose parents are affluent. They will always have in-person education and all of the advantages.
And even if they're not affluent, there's different commitments to children today. I don't know, you would know much better than me, but it would appear that the lower tier is more so willing to let AI step in, teach them for whatever reason. I don't want to get into economics and so on and so forth, but is there any type of projections that you can share with us with regards to the decline of certain cultures, or, I don't know, falling by the wayside or dropout rates or anything you as an educator can share with us?
So I am an educator in the Midwest, particularly in St. Louis and in Ferguson and in a lot of the North County schools. So you came to Ferguson, you got a chance to see it.
I did.
They have a major teacher shortage.
I did.
And so they have teacher assistants in the classroom and a teacher from like anywhere in the country teaching them over Zoom or some other type of program. That would never happen in the very affluent district that I work in. So that district, that's a norm for them. They're also shipping teachers from other countries to teach in those districts too, those lower economic districts. And so it's a whole thing. It's happening in real time.
So the process of learning is going to be different. I don't know whether it's 5-10 years from now, the process is going to be different. So some of the people, and again, the lower tier, they're going to have to do something to learn. They're going to have to, I don't know, maybe AI will be more so for them. I don't know. I'm just, trying to, again, make. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I really don't. So here's what I know for sure, because I'm a educator and a parent.
Okay.
So when it came time to send my son to school, I put him in Montessori school because that is a foundation for learning.
Okay.
They teach you how to learn anything, like really truly understand everything around you. And a lot of other people who have access and are educated put their kids into a school like that. There's no technology in Montessori. It's the same materials all around the world for years and years and years. That does not change. And so you'll see these people sending their kids to Montessori school and then kind of like a day school, and then like a more traditional high school. So I think for the bulk of people who have access, that's not going to change. For the people that don't have access, that's going to change drastically, and they're kind of going to be the guinea pigs, and they are. And we're seeing a lot of the results.
In America, will schools stay open longer? In different parts of Asia, I don't know where, I forget, they have year-round schools. It's not just Japan, right? Will there be any extended schools in America with regards to AI? I mean, will summer break become a thing of the past?
No, I don't think so. In New York City more, they have those schools that go all year round, and they take these smaller breaks throughout the year. But there's a overall teacher shortage in the United States. So in a lot of the rural places throughout the country, they're down to 4 days a week for school because they don't have enough teachers, and they don't have enough people to drive buses. Like, all of the infrastructure is not there for education physically. So when I mention like people who live in poverty, I'm not only talking about Black and brown people. I'm talking about white people who are living in extreme poverty in like the Appalachians or these very small, rural towns. So no, I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Well, synthetic life forms are already amongst us, according to some of our greatest science fiction writers. They're already woven into society. So it's going to be a fight. I don't mean to get spooky and weird, but hey, thank you for your call. I appreciate everything you said.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
What a good call. Juelz Santana is right, in my opinion. Kids don't need to read traditional books. Salute to you if you read this and you tell other people, yo, you got to read that book. I have been such a elitist, I'll be honest with you, over the decades. Sometimes when somebody who I didn't respect, when they would say, yo, you got to read, I would say to myself, why? Because of a douchebag like you recommended it? You got to read that book. And to be clear, not every film that, it stays closer to the book is a good film. That's why people have to write screenplays or adaptations of a book. The book goes down too many windy roads. Just give me the film. I'll look at it. It's either trash or I enjoyed it. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Never mind The Messenger. Hey, Ivy. Okay. I have nothing to say about that. Just as much from a book, from a movie. Okay. And while I agree with teachers, hold on a second. Let me get that on the screen. Someone else is an educator. While I agree, teachers are underpaid. I chose this vocation to improve the quality of their lives and the people of the Bronx. I don't give a F about money. I made solid investments. Okay. Education is what? Did somebody say education? I couldn't find that. This might be my last call unless we're going to continue. Area code 917. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 917.
Hello?
917. Good afternoon.
Yes, hello?
Yes, sir. Hello. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Just wanted to chime in as far as what Juelz Santana said.
Juelz,
I'm an
sir.
educator.
Juelz.
Yes, Juelz Santana. I'm an educator from the Bronx.
Okay.
I've been teaching for 24 years.
Okay.
And I have to tell them I totally disagree. I have to tell you, just being in the classroom for over 24 years, I've seen a decline in the ability of students to know how to read.
Okay.
So in other words, now I see more and more students don't know how to read. And it's so unfortunate because the fact that they can't read, they can't process information. They can't think through anything because they can't read. So because they can't read, guess what they're doing? They're doing other things other than their work. They're fooling around in class. They're fighting. They're causing a disruption. So the fact that they can't read or comprehend what they're reading is definitely 100% hurting the students.
Okay. Okay. We have an echo in the background. Can I ask you to turn down whatever's in the background so I can hear you clearly? I can appreciate and respect everything you're saying. You've been teaching for how many years, you said?
24 years.
24.
Yeah, in the Bronx.
Salute to you. But has that form of teaching run its course? You've tried to keep them in line, keep them out of trouble. You've tried to do for many of them what their parents couldn't do for them. But has that form of teaching run its course, honestly?
That's definitely a possibility. It might have ran its course. But we can also look at it as far as are the parents doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's a lot of young parents out here, and they're not raising their kids the way they should be raised. They defend everything that their children do, right? They don't believe the teachers. Right. Kids could do anything in classroom, and they're going to defend it. They're going to defend it. So that's one of the big problems.
So in the future, whatever the new process of learning, whatever it will be, will it develop a new type of younger mind, fresher, sharper understanding of things that people from my generation and your generation could not conceive? We just, what we knew was great. It was great. Listen, I can remember my mother trying to get me to read a book by Noam Chomsky, Syntactic Structures. Remember that book? You were a teacher. And I said, what is this? It was about linguistics, a book from the 50s. I just couldn't get it. But in the future, I don't mean to ramble, will a newer type of younger person be equipped to deal with the things around them? Again, your efforts, commendable, but a lot of times the teachers and the process of learning fell short. Yes, no?
No, I absolutely agree with you. But like you said, times are changing. So the way in which we are teaching these students probably has to change also, because a lot of what we're doing is probably not working. Right? It's probably not working. And we probably need to look into what AI could do for some of these students.
Okay. I don't have the answer to that. I don't want to sound cruel, but sterilization, we got so many people. It's overcrowded. I don't want to get silly, but I don't know. I don't have the answer with regards to some of these students. Well, maybe you can tell us. So the students that don't apply themselves and the AI that's right around the corner, or maybe it's here, will we see a higher dropout rate? Is that what we're facing?
No, I don't think we're going to see a higher dropout rate, because a lot of students who come to school and don't want to do nothing, when you ask them, why are you here if you're not doing anything? I'm here because I have to be here. I'm here so that they don't come knocking on my door.
Right.
As far as child protective services and things of that nature. So they're because they have to be there, not because they want to be there, not because they want to learn.
Do they still have truancy officers, or is that some old shit?
Wow, it's funny you say that. So remember before they would catch kids out on the street and they would bring them into the school. No, they don't do that no more.
No.
That's a thing of the past.
Thing of the past. That's that old ish. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's but no, they just stopped doing that just maybe a couple of years back. So,
right. Wow.
It's not that old.
Okay. The truancy officer. Good. You can land your plane, sir. You have the last word, sir. You have the last word.
But just overall, like I said, every day I go to school and I'm trying to teach these kids as much as possible, and it just becomes a lot more difficult because the parents are not doing their job, and that's the bottom line. We could go. Doesn't matter what school you in. If you have a parent who's doing their job, reading to the kids, stressing on points of education to the kids on a constant basis, the child is going to succeed, or that's going to help the child succeed. But when you don't have a parent who are helping their kids out and influence them the right way, then you're going to have kids who don't want to do anything. So I don't even blame the kids. I blame the parents.
Wow. Okay. I appreciate the education. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. Hey there. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Talking about two topics. Where do you want to chime in? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Detroit Ziggy Star.
Detroit Ziggy. Happy Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I love the holidays. Where do you want to start?
Well, listen. You know who else needs a book? Floyd Mayweather. He might need a book too. These adults don't know how to read. Star.
Come on.
Forget about the kids.
Come on.
Start where I'm at. The absentee rating is 58%. These kids are not even going to school, Star. The average 12th grader in urban America has a third grade reading education.
Right.
So again, I go back to who is Juelz Santana to tell anybody to read a book? You've been talking about peddling drugs, shooting people. You still dress like a gangbanger. Are you the particular role model for today's urban child? Is the question. And you know who really is? I hate to keep bringing her up.
Come on.
But she's the first Black lady in America. It's Michelle Obama. Where are you? You grew up on the south side of Chicago. You're the first lady, first African American lady. You went to Princeton, right? And start. You know what she's got a bachelor's degree in?
I forget. Go ahead. I forget.
Sociology, Star. And she's educated in human behavior, social change, social groups. But she needs to be the front leader in all this, not a rapper. Right.
Well, now hang on a second. Detroit Ziggy. To be fair, Michelle Obama was the first lady for 8 years. Never mind my personal feelings about her. What was her campaign? Wasn't it healthy eating or something? I forget. What was her campaign for those years?
They all have they have to have an agenda while they're in office.
But hold on. Detroit Ziggy. If I'm not mistaken, her campaign was healthy eating. Can you Google it? I want to be clear since you brought her up.
No, I think you're right. Going back to healthy eating, but did she make any impact? Right. Look at the obesity rating in America. Look at how children in urban America are getting their food and what they're eating every day.
Right.
Did she make an impact? I don't think she did. She can make an impact still today.
Well,
so she has a lot of potential.
Hold on a second, Detroit Ziggy. In March 2010, Michelle Obama stood on the stage in Washington and leveled a challenge at the food industry's biggest players. Okay, so 2010, she rolled it out. So I hear you going at it, but now let's get back to not just Juelz Santana, because a lot of people are trying to kick his back in, and that's fine. But what do you think with regards to young people today? Do they need to read in the traditional sense? Black, white, Hispanic, Asian? What do you think, Detroit Ziggy?
Absolutely. Yet they are subject to reading what's placed in front of them. And I think what all they're getting educated on is the same thing you and I were getting educated on. You know, where are the continents? Going back to slavery, who our presidents are. And I think it's just basic stuff that these kids really don't need. You know, and it's unfortunate that they're not going home to study, Star. They're hopping on the laptops. They're hopping on their phone. Again, the absentee rating in every major. And Star, you know what? This is an urban America issue. This isn't happening. Yeah, Star, this isn't happening out in the country. God forbid that the kids out in rural America check their ratings. I mean, they're up to par. You know, this is what you're going to get in Camden, New Jersey schools. This is what you're going to get in the Bronx. This is what you're going to get in Chicago and Los Angeles. This is all Democratic ran cities. And let's be frank, Star.
Can I jump in?
We know who's running these school systems in urban America.
Detroit Ziggy, can I jump in? Can I jump in?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And Gangster of Love, sit tight. You're in the queue. I see you, sir. Sit tight. Now, okay, so you're going after not going after, you're putting the microscope on inner cities and urban areas. I'm more concerned about white kids and their perception about the future. History has shown us that the Caucasian race is in seek of destruction. You don't have to agree with me, but just let me lay it out.
Right.
And hold on a second, sir. Let you speak. In seek of destruction, in seek of colonizing other planets, in seek of ways to stay in charge. Because there is a reality, sir. There is a reality that's upon the Caucasians right now, and that is white genetic survival. So the young Caucasian, the incel, he's thinking along the same lines of those who created the atom bomb and the Manhattan Project. So what the black kids are doing, thinking, it's just goofy shit. But that young Caucasian male, he's thinking about ways to create how to stay in power. That concerns me a little more. Back to you, sir.
Well, I agree with you. Let's go back to the largest Somalian population in Minneapolis, where the politicians are taking over that city, right? The Somalian politicians are taking over the city, right? So it's happening, but again, Star, I think it's in retrospect, it's happening in these larger cities.
I don't understand the correlation of the Somalians in Minneapolis. I'm talking about Whitey, who has made it clear if his day comes to an end, he will blow this planet off of its axis. He has shown us. He has predicted it in some of the writings, science fiction writings, going back to the golden age of science fiction writing. Are you familiar with that period in time and the writers?
I am not, Star, but I fetched. We're going that far. I fetch. We're going. Let's not divide that bad. We live in interesting times. I hate to get off the subject and everything, but again, we're talking about kids, leadership. Okay. America's changing, and again, I don't think we're getting the right education. We're definitely look at these Americans. 60% of Americans, adults, don't have $1,000 for emergency funds. If the HVAC system breaks down or your transmission goes out, they got to swipe the credit card.
Okay.
You know, so I think, you know, let's start teaching our kids financial responsibility. Going back to sociology and Michelle Obama, let's start teaching them human behavior.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. Detroit Ziggy, salute.
Thank you. Likewise.
Troll Babies. He didn't want to talk about the Caucasians, did he not? That young Caucasian incel, he's already thinking about ways to run up in some type of black business or black establishment. The language and the computer chips and other things that they've already perfected. Brain implants. You'll be able to talk to somebody without even opening up your goddamn mouth. Gangster of Love, thank you for tapping in, sir. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Gangster of Love. Where do you want to start, sir?
Oh, I'm always watching the language, Star. You know I got the utmost respect for you and your platform.
Good to hear from you. What do you want to start?
Hey, I wanted to address these Anglo-Saxons that always got something to say about FBA. Right. They come on here calling with their propagandistic ideologies, talking about FBA and people of color. But mind you, I lived in the Midwest where it's majority white. Don't let these people make you think that white people can't read and write. Man, listen, it's PYT everywhere out here. And I don't know what makes him a pundit about black people, but man, listen, black people, we raised your mother's great grandkids on our breast, bro. Not only that, teaching y'all how to bathe. We taught y'all so much, man. Listen, keep black people out of your mouth, bro. Like, you don't know nothing about black people. So all them little 13%, well, guess what? Who makes up the other 70% of crimes? Rape crimes against kids. They own kids. Who's dying of meth at 40%? And overdoses. Let's talk about that. And if you live in Detroit and you ain't rich because of that free real estate up there, well, then guess what? You ain't as smart as you think you is. If you ain't bought up all those houses up there for $2 and $3 and restored them, man, don't call in on this line trying to talk about FBA and our issues. Go stick to your own issues. Who the hell is you? That's pretty much all I wanted to say, Star. Oh, and also let me say this. All the people that's saying, oh, well, he misspoke, maybe he did. But some of the best game I ever got was from them people that you look down on the corner. That old black man who may have had some fallouts in life, but he got a lot of knowledge behind him. Right. You know, so the messenger, as long as he is giving the message, that's what counts. It's not who's giving it.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate your time. I'm out.
Yes, sir. Okay.